As I said last week, guys, we are giving away a lot of stuff around the festive period. All our sponsors have kindly donated something to give away, so the prizes are worth £700, right? You're getting a year's worth of Investor Watch UK, 480 quid. You're getting a Collection 26 hoodie of your choosing in your size. Boom. You're also getting 5 free haircuts at Myles & Co. And if you're a girl, you want to enter this, you can maybe win it and give it to somebody. It doesn't need to be your name. We can sort that out, right? If a girl wants to enter and win this, right? So they 3 things. And the top of that, 50 quid cash. And it costs you 0 to enter. Nothing. Nil point.
Takes 5 seconds.
That's no points, actually. Never mind. But aye, takes 2 seconds. Go down to the description of this video. Pause this video. Go to the description. And all the instructions are there. There's a wee link. It will say Gleam or something. So there you go. And as always, guys, we are in the beautiful G4 Claim Studio. Pow pow. Never forget that.
What a place. What a place.
What a fucking place.
Never forget that. It was threatening.
Never forget that. It was pretty threatening. Sorry. Please remember that.
Aye.
There you go. What about that?
Thank you.
So aye, settings. Trow.
These my dads make it hurt.
TikTok.
Social media.
He's alright.
Yeah! What's happening, Shusy boy?
Absolutely bang on. Delighted to be here with you tonight, man. I'm looking forward to this. I'm a bit nervous right enough because I don't know you've got up your cuff, but I'm looking forward to it. So prepare yourselves.
We're good boys, aren't we? We don't
nice
post stunts like
I've heard. I've heard a few the last time we watched what you're doing with it.
Can't trust us.
The new Ant and Deck. You know what I mean?
That's what they're calling us, the new Dick and Dom.
I was going to say that.
Who's Dick? The Dick.
Dick, mate. Dick and balls.
Oh,
Are you bragging? Oh, say, it's cold outside today, innit?
Freezing, wee prawn knobs, man. All round, man, all round. But we need to discuss, first things first, the drip. Superb.
The drip.
Love
bro.
it, mate.
Right, so do you know what I'm going to say? Yeah, I'm a particular age and vintage. You're rocking it with words like goats and drip and fucking... I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about, man. It's a drip in my day was somebody that was boring, know what I mean?
Oh, what? No, a drip.
Look at that drip, man. That's
he's
a fucking drip, know what I mean?
A bit dour in it.
A dry lunch.
Well, is that my drip?
Nah, he's got the drip.
Yeah, I've got the drip.
What do you mean? I've kind of worked it out over the last... Do you know what? My feet are fucking killing us. Can I take these off?
Of course you can, mate.
Take them
It's
off.
our shoes off, Gaff.
Anyway, I asked for a couple of lassies to come and tickle my feet and all that.
They're
When are
coming
they
10
due to come in?
minutes, mate.
10 minutes?
10 minutes. Hold on, phone.
Get them involved.
How rude of me. Here, Shusy, there's a water for you, mate.
What is it?
Water.
No, listen, hold on. I'm a wee bit long in the tooth for this.
Now
You
it's a
shove your
party.
water right up your arse, man. That's just how us Blantyre boys roll. Couldn't get Stella the night, so Sani was what we're on to.
Oh, fucking brilliant. That's because he's some heat on that.
It's
Well, I've heard that before. But I did say it's a bit cold outside, isn't it, man?
Sammy, is that Stella's the first choice?
Stella's the first choice, so the shop that I was in, it always, anybody that meets me, buy me a Stella. I love a Stella. If there's no Stella there, get me a San Miguel. If there's no San Miguel, get me a Moretti. If there's no Moretti, get me a Peroni. If there's nothing else, just buy me a drink. I mean, I'll drink anything. I was doing in Manchester last week, so I was doing for a conference in Manchester. Now this TikTok thing, I honestly don't get it, man, but it's absolutely blew up over the last couple of weeks, certainly. So thank you very much. But I was doing in Manchester last week, and I was doing for a conference. The conference was all about how the business, I don't want to bore you, but it was all about the business moving forward, blah, 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 and there was going to be drinks and all that shit. So the Glasgow boys, we all travelled down together. There was a group of us in the Porsche all driving down.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Is that what drip means again? So we all travelled down in the Porsche.
That's a German whip.
And
That's no drip.
gets into it was a village hotel down in the centre of Manchester. Next minute all I seen was these working boys. TikTok. So fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we get fucking Rosa Sambuca fucking lined up before I'm getting into my conference. And being a Scottish guy, we've got to get the round in, didn't we? So I got another 2 before I was fucking half steaming before I go there, man. This is like fucking 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Were the boys Scottish?
No, the boys, it was like Mank, it was Mank,
Wow.
Mank work lads, man.
That's
I'm
big.
walking in, I heard, you could see them doing that. Fucking, it must be the beard or something, I'm not too sure.
You're quite recognisable, I think.
Do you think so?
I'd say so.
A characterful face.
Characterful? I don't think that's a word, bro.
Characterful.
Joseph, put it up there, definition.
No,
That's
well,
a word, mate.
Character. I can't even. She's turkey teeth, man. I can't even say that again.
Characterful.
Characterful face.
It's not a word, is it?
In a dress.
Fuck me.
I'm so sure it is. Right, use talk.
Right, hold on.
Use talk.
Do you want one of these fucking cans? Sorry,
It's fucking too many
I'm
of them.
finding this, mate. Use
It's
keep
never a
talking,
word.
right?
But obviously you're talking about...
Sorry for
Aye.
gate crashing how you are going to go the night, but listen.
Oh, listen, hey, it's a
Prepare
party.
yourself.
It's a party when you're getting in Reilly's gaff.
Characterful, an individual
No.
in an interesting or unusual
Just
way,
fucking
having
made
a
that
lot
up,
of
man.
character.
You
You've
just
made
typed that
Characterful.
I've just made a wiki entry.
Do you know what? You've called me characterful. Say that again.
It's an interesting person or something, mate.
Actually, there you go. I've been called a lot of things, but never fucking interested.
That's so mad that you went down Manchester and I thought
mate.
it would have... Most it... Because...
Oh, mate, can I tell you another
Aye,
fucking
go.
one? Honestly, I could sit here all day telling you stories
That's the
about
point,
this
that's
and
the
the next
point.
thing.
That's it, man.
I put a post on a couple of weeks ago and I was getting abused with a couple of birds and they were giving me a bit of banter, playful banter it was, and I can't remember, but the post then came back as, listen, I don't mind getting fucking kidnapped off of 5 beautiful fucking women and fucked in the back of the van and fucking abused. Now Saturday I was driving back down to Manchester because Manchester for me and Tuesday night turned into a fucking event in itself. I lost my fucking phone, I lost my laptop, I lost my wallet, I lost the keys to my motor, I lost fucking everything. It was all spread around about all different hotels. Luckily enough, people started fucking handing them back into the reception for as soon as I'm driving down to Manchester again on Saturday afternoon. I goes in. I'm at an age now, if I have a wee sip of water, I need to go for a wee pee fucking like 10-15 minutes later. So I drop into the services. Was there no 3 fucking buses full of mad women, weren't there? For Scotland, Glasgow, man, and they're all going down to fucking Blackpool. Next minute, I get fucking 6 of them grabbing a hold of me and pulling me onto the He's coming to man, TikTok's coming to fucking Manchester with us.
Calling you TikTok.
TikTok, man. This
coming
thing,
to
honestly,
Manchester.
this lassie started, she stood in a fucking, they were wanting to take photos and all that kind of care on. I don't know fucking how, right? I'm just a daft wee guy for Blantyre. But then I've got this fucking mad bird. She's standing behind me on a fucking, she's on a chair and she's dry riding the side of my fucking head, man.
Fucking
It was amazing. Living the dream.
A bus full of birds go to Blackpool. That is the key demographic, I think, for your
Oh,
TikToks.
listen, magic, man. Listen, I'll tell you, anybody else sees me in a services, fucking kidnap me, take me wherever yous are going. I fucking love it, honestly. And absolutely, don't dry ride the back of my fucking head, dry ride the front of it, man.
Too much.
Oh,
I
ain't it? I promise I'll not stick my tongue out. Is that too much for you?
No, that's all, mate. Not
Good.
at all. It's
Listen,
perfect. It's only
Listen,
half past there.
anything goes in here. Anything goes.
Right, so sorry, you were going to ask my question.
I just talking about, obviously you're saying you're a Blantyre boy. Do you enjoy your upbringing in Blantyre?
Well, do you know what? Back, and I put again another wee post on about growing up in the 80s, and I was born in 1977, the Queen's Jubilee year, so I'm a wee bit further on than most people possibly that are on certain platforms. But growing up back in the 80s was fucking brilliant, man. It was a great time. You had absolutely fucking nothing, know what I mean? And the reason why I'm going to talk about shoes in a wee minute as well, you're brought up with absolutely fuck all growing up, but you had everything, know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You didn't have 2 pots to piss in, but you always seemed to be able to go away somewhere, or you were able to always get something. You had to wait for something right enough because your mum or your dad had to fucking save up for it. It wasn't like instant, but growing up in Blantyre back in the days was interesting. It's probably made me the character that I'm the new as well. It was just obviously a total different life, but it was a great time. So hopefully you've got some questions about growing up in the 80s, because running about the streets, man, you don't get Waynes running about the streets anymore, unfortunately. Everybody's kind of holed up in their wee bedrooms, playing their wee computers, on their phones consistently. We didn't have anything like that, so we had to go out and fucking kick the ball off a lock-up, kick the can, man. It was like you're fucking 7 or 8s playing kick the can. Somebody would fucking run about, kick the can halfway down the fucking street. Somebody brought it back, and I can't remember, but it was that pig and all that, one man hide and seek. Fucking chap door runaway. We'd fucking put a dog shite into a fucking paper bag, light it, chap somebody's door, and they're standing on the bag of shite and all that kind of.
That did make it into your generation.
So you done the bag of shite, putting in fire,
I we were like maybe the very last ones, because I
Wait,
like,
did you?
24.
I was going to, because you kind of look like I could be your dad.
You might be, mate. Did your
I'm
mum-
only kidding.
Did your mum go down to Blackpool all week?
Mama bought a house.
Do you know if you high Blantyre?
No,
I'm only kidding.
I know, but I think we were the last like ones that
You went out to play. You went out to play, man.
That's what I was going to ask you. Like, obviously,
Fucking doing the back fences, no. You were doing the fucking back trapdoor runaway, man.
See, like, obviously, you witness, or like, you know, our generation, even younger now, even with being on TikTok. What do you think the main difference is between you when you grew up and now?
You made your own fun. You socialise, man. Fuck's sake. New people talk to each other through fucking phones or the mess. They've never met each other. Fuck, I remember you had to go and chat a lassie up. No, I remember feeling the first lassie's tit. I was petrified, man. Know what I mean? See, now they're like horny wee fucking running about the place.
They've watched that much mad shit on the internet. It doesn't even bother them
fucking,
anywhere, mate.
Listen, mad shit on fucking internet. Fake taxi drive, have you ever seen it? I'm still fucking 2 minutes into the first episode now, man. I don't know what happens yet, no.
It gets good.
Fucking brilliant.
Class.
Class. But I think we made our own fun. We played our own games. We were imaginative. We had to be creative, and we went out. We didn't want to come fuck. Your ma shouted you in for fucking. You went 5 more minutes. She was shouting in again at 9:30. 2 more minutes. It was like 10 o'clock. I remember when it got to that time, so like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and you were bursting for a pish. You wouldn't go in the house because you were getting kept in. That's you fucking in now if you went in for a pish. No, fucking. Know what I mean? So it's just totally different times. I think as Waynes, we were allowed to be Waynes growing up, and there wasn't much pressure. I think there's a lot of pressure now, and be lassies and boys as well. I mean, you've seen everybody walking about these days, and it's all fucking fake Rolexes and fucking lattes and all that. You know, that's mental, man. Body conscious and all that.
I think as well, like what you're saying, that your upbringing in Blantyre turned you into who you were, but I think the 80s and that built a lot of strong personalities, because see now people can get away with not having a personality if their personality's on their phone. You know what I mean?
Mate,
like, but they've got no social skills. I think they at a young age they get a phone shoved in front of them or a tablet, go and watch it, and they don't.
Quiet.
They don't develop social skills.
Fucking peace, wasn't it? Mum was like, you know, fucking away. It's pissing down. Don't care. I've only got my short. Get out. Not I mean, you were fucking. You were always, you know, going out to fucking play. Or you would chap somebody's door. It's fucking Paul coming out to play, and see if they says no, he's not coming out to play, and you didn't have a ball. You'd be like, it's Paul's ball coming out to play. Isn't it, man?
No, it's mad, I know, but see, like, the mad advancement of like technology since like the 90s to like now, see, like, in that space of time, it was probably wasn't much difference between like heavy early in the 1900s to like 60s, 70s, and compare like talk about like personal technology and that, and then seeing like the 90s to now, it's just everything just went like
I tell you one thing, there's no change to the early 1900s to the fucking present time. Everybody's still fucking horny, man. Everybody's just about shagging each other, weren't they? Regardless, the new man, it's like a sex fest. It's like 1960s again out there.
That's because of the pandemic, mate. Everybody's horny wee guys these days because of that pandemic.
Horny wee rabbits cutting about, man. I remember one of my mates, this is just random, man. One of my mates, for Hull House, fuck it, his name's Wally. But I'll not tell you his what, Cannon, I'll not tell you his surname, Cannon. And he was staying in a block of flats in Hull House, and there was a lassie that he was always trying to fire into. Now, Wally liked a wee bit of fucking, he liked some beers and all that kind of carry on, but he was always trying to fire into the lassie down the stair. He's fucking mad hot with one night, and he goes down the stair. You get the fucking jail for this now. He went down the stair, chapped the lassie's door. She's like, "Who is it?" But this time he's fucking get his pecker and that out. He sticks his pecker through the letterbox and shouts, "It's Wally!"
It certainly is Wally.
But you get the jail for things like that now, innit? But whereas see then, nobody was kind of precious.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, no, like.
But if you've done that now, you'd be like, "There's that fucking pervert, wouldn't you, man? That fucking pedo, fucking." Know what I mean?
People have changed so much with like technology advancing as well, social media and that, getting called out for certain things. But in the 80s and that, it was like you could get away.
Oh, you dick, what were you saying? Fucking moan out the new and we'll sort it out. It was one of the things, you know what I mean? Because everything was face to face. Now you can be faceless. In fact, all the catfish things and all that you get now as well. When I came on to fucking TikTok, do you know that I've got a Tinder? I've got a Tinder. My name's fucking Calvin in it. But you know what I was disappointed about? The cunt says, can I say cunt?
Aye, say
cunt. I'll say cunt now, anyway. The fucking cunt says I was 62-year-old now. Do I look like a fucking 62-year-old?
That's shocking, by the way.
Doesn't it bother being called Calvin or 60? Doesn't it bother being called Calvin, man? But fucking 61.
So cunts are putting you on Tinder?
Aye, I just kid on to my wife out with some cunt else out.
If it was you, you'd have said 27, no 62.
No, I mean, you can't do that, man. When you're trying to disguise it for your missus, you need to kid it. Oh, I wasn't up to say it was fucking 61.
Calvin?
Why would I call myself Calvin? I've got a wee knob, you know what I mean? Every Calvin I've know's got a big pecker, you know what I mean?
You know, I hate the name Calvin, I would know. For a few weeks leading up, I see the name Calvin, fucking brutal, by the way.
You know, I buy the Jeff Banks fucking shorts because I hate the Calvin Kleins, you know what I mean? So sorry, what you saying?
Fuck no, I don't even know what we're talking about.
So growing up in Blantyre back then, I mean, we had absolutely nothing. You played football. Every wee guy wanted to be a football player, didn't we? So we were always out the back. You were playing Crossy, you were playing World Cuppy, you were getting a game of sides, you would get a game of sides against other teams of boys in the streets and all that.
Different streets.
When it's street fucking
We done
games,
all
man.
that, but I think as soon what you're saying, right after us, that's when all that stopped and it
Wayne's
was
don't
on.
want to play football.
His age.
Joseph's
Aye,
20.
Joseph.
That fucker.
So,
Cause you use, man.
no, he was actual, because that's my wee cousin, and that's
Alright,
why
sorry,
I know.
Joseph.
So I know for growing up, you were actually a lot more indoors than...
Were you active?
got a bit older, but
Were you active when you were younger, Joseph?
well, why?
What age were you sexually active at? We all want to know. Fuck the football, man. When did you get your hole?
Turn that camera to Joseph. We'll just interview him.
So Joseph.
Sorry, Joseph. I remember getting off with a lassie. I was about 14, 15-year-old, and she was wanting me to pure fucking feel her tit and all that, man. And I was taking her head neck. No, I didn't know what to do, because all I'd done back then was fucking play football, you know what I mean? And
Pass the ball to him.
Won't get a game of headers.
Goalie lives on
Fucking, and she by the end of it, man, I was fucking sweating and all that. And the lassie ended up getting a hold of my horn and fucking putting up her tap. I took a fucking redneck, you know what I mean? I wasn't a confident boy at all growing up.
Well, you know, no.
Shy as fucking, still quite shy if I'm going to be honest with you. But I'll tell you further on what sort of broke me, you know what I mean?
Aye.
But I was quite a shy boy growing up. Hated lasses, hated fucking talking to lasses, took a redneck fucking talking to lasses. So it was awkward, see, growing up at school. It was always very awkward, but growing up at school in our times, if you were sports, and I was always very, very good at football, probably better than, I don't mind saying it, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people to testify to this, I was better than most cunts at football. I was always at a better level than most people play, so you get away with a lot more. See if you were kind of strange, or you're kind of weird, or you're kind of shy.
That's like let's hang slide almost. Like
Absolutely,
I noticed
man.
that, like even people who were pure weirdos and that, see if they were good at football, they were just kind of in with the
pass, man, you got free pass.
Aye.
So I was that cunt. I was him, man. I was that fucking shy, awkward type boy, you know.
Aye.
Wasn't comfortable in his own skin, but I was a fucking brilliant football player, so I got away with murder. Know what I mean?
You were. Obviously, I was watching your TikToks and that, and you were saying you basically were saying you could have made it, but your attitude was stinking.
My attitude was absolutely fucking honking, if I'm going to be honest with you. Could have played with any football team. I was a Blantyre boy.
Blantyre Vicks?
Blantyre Vicks was just a local fucking team at that point. I was well above all that kind of shit. For playing schoolboy football, I was down at Liverpool. Steve Highway took myself and the guy Brian Heatherstone, Peter Heatherstone's boy, down to Liverpool after a tournament that Aberdeen Boys Club, we played down there, and we got to the final. We done quite well, and myself and Dice is what I knew, and Bubbles is what it was called, Bubbles, because it looked like Michael Jackson's fucking monkey, man. So Jimmy Bone and all the boys down at Simon called him Bubbles. One of the best fucking football players. It was like a Paul Merson type football player was Dice. See before the ball came to him, he knew where his fucking, and he was telling you to go and run because he was going to pinpoint where he was going to put that. That's the type of character that he is. So me and him, we were Motherwell, fucking Celtic, Rangers, Hearts, Liverpool, Falkirk. We were always training. He trained with teams because he didn't want to sign with anybody until it got to that point where you came 14-year-old and you wanted.
Was it YCS form still?
S form, it was schoolboy forms it was called at that time. So then when we were all grown up, anybody that was half decent would be going to sign with Rangers, we'd go to sign with Hearts, we'd go to sign with Hibs and all that kind of shit. So I went to Motherwell. I signed with Motherwell because I didn't want to go to Liverpool. I didn't even want to go to Hearts. Hearts were choking to sign us. Me and Paul Ritchie played together at Hearts at the time, and Walter Kidd was fucking shieldsy daft, man, because I was that kind of type of player, similar to Walter Kidd, and he wanted me to go and sign at Hearts, but see, for me it was either Hamilton Ackies I was going to go and sign for, who my wee mate Paul Hartley went and signed with, and I chose to go with Paul's a good mate of mine's, Zico, one of the best fucking...
He's a good guy, Paul, isn't he?
Bang on, totally done really, really well for himself. Paul was a winger. Paul was a nippy wee winger who fucking flick the ball over your head. No, really, really good guy. bang on football player. But I think it was Craig Levine that changed his career around about from when he put him in the middle of the park.
He's a good player, but
Bang on, but he was always known as a fucking nippy winger, know what I mean? He was always a wing player.
That's mad, isn't it? Because if you think by the time he even got to Celtic, that was not his game at all. Know what I mean? He was great in the ball and that, but tough in the tackle and that and all. But
solid as
couldn't
fuck.
imagine him. See, I'm sure for Hearts they did play. He played him on the wing a few times, but obviously he's changed them. He's seen it and changed them.
Absolutely, and I never seen that coming. To be fair, because growing up with Zico, and Paul was always a wee guy. He was always a nippy wee guy. Put it past you, put it on one side and run on the other end.
I think if you're a clever player, they kind of try
you
and
can
get you in
adapt.
midfield, don't you?
You see when he took her from Neil Lennon, know what I mean? That was a big fucking role to fill, and he done it really well. Know what I mean? But hats off to him, because Paul came from a similar type upbringing to myself, and the guys had a fucking cracking career. But it just shows you stick with it. I'm not going to mention a name, but there was a guy at Motherwell that just couldn't fucking... In fact, there was probably somebody else that spoke about it, big curly fucking toe. It was fucking hopeless,
Reagan.
man. I'm not going to mention any names. He couldn't fucking... It was shite, absolute shite, but see if you stick with it. And that's this attitude more than anything else. I had a terrible fucking attitude. I thought I was a fucking better player than what I was, and if I wasn't going to play at a certain level, then I wasn't. And I went to Partick Thistle, I then went to Dumbarton. I told fucking Dumbarton to go and fuck themselves. I wasn't interested. I had an agent, Bob had made trials down at fucking Mark Hartley took our Hull at the time, and it was myself and Brian McGinty, and I think there was another Scottish guy that was going down for trials with Hull. McGinty fucking actually got a contract down at Hull.
Who's Brian McGinty?
McGinty was at Rangers, and then he played with St Mirren, and fucking then he went down south and he played with Hull. Then he came back up to St Mirren, Dundee, and then he kind of ventured into the junior game and stuff as well. Fuck, he was getting paid £500 a week to go and play with Cohen and Irvin. Was it Irvin?
Irvin Meda.
Irvin, the Meda.
They pay a lot.
£500. So when the Meda started making money, he decided that he wasn't going to play with Dundee. He fucking went to the Meda. And
They play, like, there's a lot of boys that sit in like League One and that they go to Meda.
A lot of boys like on the low leagues don't want to go full time because they can go part time and work and all. There's a boy that plays for he scores all the time and gets for Peterhead. And teams in the Championship want to sign him, but he won't go because he's like a full time plumber and he can play, so he earns more money because he can work and play football.
But it's scary, mate, as well, because you get into that conference league, you get into the fucking 3rd division, 2nd division. Some of the boys are picking up £1,000-1,200.
That's madness, isn't it?
And still doing the fucking their shifts in between times as well. Know what I mean?
There's boys in 20 grand a week and all that, doesn't it?
Madness, innit?
I remember
Mental,
Barry
mate.
Robson. I was watching him in open goal and he says, even see at Aberdeen, I think Kenny McLean was the top paid player and he was only on £1,000 a week or something at Aberdeen, which is mad.
Listen, I can get that because again, when I was when we were at Motherwell, the top fucking the top wage player was Tam Coyne and Mitchell van der Gag, and they were on about £1,000 to £1,200 at that point. But then they get made up with their appearances and their bonuses and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So when you're doing the low end of the leagues, it's all about your appearances and your win bonuses and all that shit.
People want to come on for the last 5 minutes to get an appearance bonus. And
that's it. Well, that's what the managers do. You see them randomly put them on the last 2 minutes.
At Christmas, that's a pure hang.
Lennon used to always do that with somebody. Last 5 minutes, you'd be like, why the fuck's he?
Somebody
Johnny
on
Hayes.
It was Johnny Hayes.
Was it Johnny Hayes?
What the fuck's Johnny Hayes?
Probably get about 5 grand or 10 grand just for fucking going the park, man.
Aye,
I
that's
could done
mad.
the same way. I don't know who it was. It was under maybe in Stratton. He done it with Paddy McCourt and all.
Aye, every
Just
game.
gave him 2 minutes.
5-0, just to get him on, man.
Paddy McCourt, man. He was one of the best fucking...
The best technical player ever, mate. It's mental.
Paddy McCourt, where are you?
Nothing made
Right,
sense.
we want to know where you are.
It didn't make sense watching him. Didn't know, like, see watching him. It didn't make sense. Like, you'd see him and he wasn't even running fast, and like he'd just run up to somebody and just do that, and he was by them. You're like, how did you do that?
And he was awkward. He was like fucking Ted McMahon, like a tin man.
That's like an old school kind of football player, I think.
Aye, took the
If he
shoulder
was
and did
about
another
in
end.
the 80s, he would have been one of the best players in Britain.
Like George Best sort of style, eh?
Jim Patterson, another young boy for Blantyre, done really well for himself, played by a lot of teams. Jim Patterson, that's how Jim made a career for himself. Very, very quick, quite a physical boy. He would put the ball in one end and then fucking run round you and get it the other side before you're like, oh, I just made a dick of yourself. What happened there? Not simple though.
There's a boy plays for Dunfermline now. A boy that reminds me of Dom Thomas.
Oh yeah.
No, you ever heard
He's
of
a
Dom?
good player.
He's a really good player. One of the players I remember, we were playing a charity game, mate, for a boy that died of cancer. Dom was playing in it, so we'd already played 2 11s games, but this time I didn't play anymore. I was playing it right back against fucking Dom. I was cramping up before the game even started, right? And then he gets on the ball, and I remember running up to him, and I just remember seeing the ball, and then it wasn't there, and he was fucking about 20 yards behind me. I was like, how the fuck did that happen?
man?
One of the players.
Yogi's his manager now.
Aye, great bunch of boys.
Did you see that?
Honestly, I don't watch fucking football. See,
do you know?
I hate, see if I'm not playing it. I can't. I maybe watch the last 5-10 minutes, see any bastard game. I've got no fucking interest in watching it. I think it's as boring as fuck. Honestly, man, I would rather go and play it. And if I wasn't playing it, and I think a lot of guys that play football tell you exactly the same. They would rather fucking go and play a game rather than watch fucking.
I don't really. I'm not asked about like Premier. Last night I was in Sean's, we're watching Arsenal Everton. First half, you're like, this is fucking shite, man.
The
last 10 minutes, though.
Every team's too scared. So
the
much.
best last 10 minutes of a game I've seen in a good while.
Because they go for it then, innit? Because the pressure's on.
Too much money involved, isn't there?
They're sitting feeling each other out, don't want to make mistakes. If they fucking go and lose a goal, then the pressure's on to go and get it back. But they kind of feel each other out and they go for it, don't they, man?
That's the Premier League, man. It's a game of chess. Nobody wants to make a mistake because obviously
their jobs are at risk, points are at risk, money's at risk,
win bonuses, not too much
aye.
money involved. But see, just going on for the football, you're talking about growing up in Blantyre, and obviously next to Blantyre's Hamilton, and there's a famous place in Hamilton that I've been to a few times, not too many times. The Palace, baby.
Palace,
you must have some stories.
Best times of my fucking life.
In the Palace?
See, back there, honestly. So growing up for me, going out. So I'd finished football at this point. I wasn't interested in football. I was going round about with a particular group of people for Blantyre, and we got up to no good. We were just pure pests. We were boys. That's the reason why I just wanted to be like my mates. I didn't want that's the attitude thing again. So if anybody thinks about being a football player, you've got to be in it, you've got to be invested in it, you've got to make sure you want to do the best you possibly can, train like an absolute beast. I wanted to be like my fucking mates, because they were all having a fucking rare time, man.
Aye.
They were all getting mad with it, they were all partying, they were fucking doing what they wanted, and I felt left out, you know what I mean, because I was a shy wee guy, Fitbit got me in the crowd of people, but I didn't want to be that wee shy guy anymore. I wanted to go and fucking party. So, no more Fitbit, it was a party fucking scene for me then at this point. I was 19, 20-year-old in the Parkville in Blantyre at that point. The Parkville back then was absolutely dynamite. You had the old bar, and then you had the lounge, man. And the lounge, that's where everybody, didn't matter who you were, you could be 18-year-old, you could be 62-year-old, everybody was there for still a good time, man. It's still the same. But we could stand in the fucking tables, we could fucking stand in the seats, everybody just had a fucking great time. And it was a kind of classy, I won't say it was classy, it was a good place then back then, you know what I mean? But we were allowed to enjoy ourselves back then, and we certainly did. So I get caught up in that kind of lifestyle for about a year and a half. And it was the Parkville. The Parkville was always the meeting place, or you had Carrigan's and High Blantyre. If you wanted a wee song or karaoke, you know I'm shite at singing, but I think see the thing is, when you sing, you can just hear the person that sings that song. You think you sound like it,
then you get in a video or something.
Fuck it. Back up again the following week, man. The fucking sound system. So it was either the Parkville you went to, or you went up to Carrigan's if you wanted a wee fucking sing song and all that kind of carry on, or you bounced between the two of them. And then it was a fucking Hamilton Palace, wasn't it?
Sure was.
But do you know what? It was a Thursday night. That was the start of the weekend, wasn't it, man? You get phone calls, you can down to the Parkville, it's on the fucking quiz or something's on down to the Parkville. Fuck it, I'm going up to fucking Carrigan's, sing songs on up there. So you'd go to fucking Carrigan's, because it was a right good fucking bounce about the place. Everybody meeting up, and that was the start of the weekend, wasn't it? Every day was fucking folly or whatever they were taking at that point, and you were like, right, it's fucking 11 o'clock, who's all gone to when it was one of the ones, you didn't know each other, and be like, right, who's all gone to the Palace now? Before you knew it was fucking 12 of you strong going, we'll no all get into a fucking taxi, right, phone Fruity down at fucking Mac Cars and get 3 taxis ordered. Fruity, can you get taxis here for past? And then the Palace just got absolutely stoated, didn't it? But it wasn't just then the Thursday, it was a fucking Friday. Saturdays when you get fucking done up in it, and you look to pull a bird and all that. You weren't with your mates, you were with your mates, but you wanted to get a fucking bird on a Saturday night, didn't you, man? You wanted to get home and make sure you were fucking enjoying yourself. And then the Sunday you would maybe stay out at the Birds bit, or the Birds would be staying at your bit, or your mom would be like, and you and your girlfriend getting up out your fucking beds. No, me one of the ones. It was a
Your
fucking shame, man. The walk is your girlfriend, man.
Do you know her name?
Didn't even know there was somebody
Just
there.
pop
it
my
was,
head
man.
in the door and like, oh, is that innit?
Some guy's hairy arse under the fucking covers, man. It's your mate, innit? You's getting up out your bed, but then you would go and do it again the Sunday night, wouldn't you? But you weren't happy with just the fucking Sunday night, man. The Monday would come, innit? And it was like, what you up to? Because you would meet on the Monday because you always had that Monday club crew. You would finish your fucking work or whatever you were up to or whatever you were doing, and you would then go and meet the Monday club around about 6 o'clock, 6:30. But that wasn't just you for just a pint or 2 pints. You were out there till about 11 o'clock, and then it was maybe 4 or 5 years. It was different, man. It was Thursday, there was about fucking 12 years. Saturday, there was about fucking 15 years. There was a good strong 16 to 20 years when we went on a Saturday. Sunday, it kind of dwindled back down to 8, and it was maybe 3 or 4 years like that.
Yeah, the hardcore ones. on the
You were
Monday.
doing for the Monday bookers when you were doing for the dirty old birds, didn't you?
That's the old woman pull on the
Aye, when
Monday.
it was Monday night, it was like fucking the Monday clubs out there, the Monday book, man. That's what it was. You didn't get a toss, man. You had no shame. Hamilton Palace was brilliant, and you had Big John, Wee John, Henry, the bouncers and that when we were there. But when we went to the Palace, I remember fucking going to a Christmas night out. Slater Hogging House and Christmas night out, and it was down at the Bodwell Hotel. Was it Bodwell Hotel in it? Mm-hmm. Bodwell Hotel. So we were at Christmas night at the Bodwell Hotel, suited, booted, the full shooting match, we're all like that. What's going to happen now? Fuck it, we'll go to the Hamilton Palace. Don't know what fucking year this was, certainly. But I fucking bounced in one day. I'm suited and fucking booted like the day when you were going to a fucking nightclub. And you've got all these wee horny teenagers going about with their fucking tracksuits, their duffel coats, their parkers, fucking trainers, man.
Casuals, eh?
Honestly, jeans and all that. You used to go to the door and Big John would look at you and like that. You're not getting in with fucking jeans on.
And booted now when you're a wee
You
guy?
had to fucking, you wouldn't get fucking in.
For the Palace?
See if you didn't have fucking a pair of shoes on, a pair of black fucking socks, and a pair of trousers and a shirt, you'd get fucking hunted.
Really? Aye,
Oh,
man.
seriously, you
No,
get
they would
fucking...
hunt you if you turned the black. You just back if you're no
you
fuck's sake.
fucking pervert, get the fucking
There's
road,
a
man.
t-shirt on that.
Seriously. So see back then, and people would queue for fucking hour the place, round fucking Cadzo Street and all that.
Aye.
People would queue for about fucking 40 minutes to get into the Hamilton Palace, but if you didn't have the fucking right kit on, you waited for half a fucking hour or 40 minutes to get in, you were fucking devastated. All your mates they weren't getting a fuck, they were like, see you after you dick. But hey, you had a fucking heat on you. Asda was round the fucking corner. You had a fucking £100 or 120 quid in your back pocket, didn't you? And you'd be like, fucking pair of trainers. So you would hide your trainers in the bin or in the fucking bag. In the bin or in the bin. You get down to Asda and get yourself a square pair toe of fucking shoes, wouldn't you, man? Or you got yourself a pair of black socks. Or when you went out back the days, it was like a white shirt you had to wear. It was an orange shirt. It was a green shirt. It was always a fucking shirt and a pair of trousers. But you didn't tuck your shirt in or fuck all.
No.
Shirt.
Just
It was
in
just
the
all
proper
hanging out, man. It was
P7 disco style.
totally different, man, honestly. I remember going out one Saturday night, and I was out with my missus, my brother-in-law at that time. I was about 5 or 6 years old, and there was this guy, Mad Mickey. His name was Mad fucking Mick. It says it odd, doesn't
Was
it?
he mad?
Sounds like a nice guy.
He was mad, and his name was Mick, man. Mad fucking Mick, we used to call him. But he was an English guy. Nothing against English people. He's a raw people band, but you don't know how to fucking dress. So Mad Mick used to come up, and he was a builder. He worked in the building sites and used to travel down sometimes to give his missus some fucking wages and stuff. But he was just a pure guy. He turned up with fucking the pair of fucking somebody else's trousers on. They were up out his fucking socks, white fucking socks he would have on, man. Know what I mean? And the black fucking the black shoes. He used to get fucking absolutely abused in the middle of the dance floor. No two fucks were given. Big Mad Mick was getting a fucking heaven with these fucking white socks fucking illuminating in the middle of the dance floor. Aye, fucking mad, man.
It shines now about the Palace, innit? The name, it's the Rock.
Aye, so it's a... My mate actually owns Rock, so it's a total... They've got communal fucking toilets.
Have they? Aye, that's a lot of places are like that now. mate.
Interesting, man.
It's like stalls, like a lass stall, a guy stall, a lassie stall, a guy
For
stall.
like, I don't, is it no
Taco
for...
Bell's like that.
Aye, it's for people who
Is that
don't...
a sexual position? Do you fancy a Taco Bell tonight?
It might be. Search it, characterful.
Characterful Taco Bell, sexual position.
Aye, but see the Rock. I've been in the Palace, and then I was in the Rock with my pal, and I was about 22 at the time. Big Coops, you know Coops off TikTok.
No.
What a character! But I was in there with Coops, and I think I was 22 at the time. I think I was the oldest guy in there.
Made you know 24?
24, aye. 25 next week.
Are you?
Birthday present.
I was been fucking
You could
smart
give me
there, didn't I?
you could give me a house for my birthday.
Are we getting
Fucking
a
doll's
house?
house, you
Are we
cunts,
getting-
man.
Are we
Fucking
getting a
house.
gaff?
Aye, a
Reilly's
gaff.
gaff,
I thought we were. I thought we were Reilly's gaff here. So the first time, and the last time I was ever in fucking Rock, it was a corporate thing that I was doing at the Hamilton races, and everybody ended up fucking, we're going down to Rock. My mind was fucking blown inside the place. Just went totally different from what I was used to. Just totally fucking open plan. Didn't feel as if there was any fucking atmosphere about the place, man. I went for a piss and I'd be lasses fucking looking near the cubicle, watch me doing a piss. But try to get down the fuckers. I had a pair of slip-on shoes when you're absolutely fucking hammered. Try to go to the Hamilton Palace, or Rock as it's known now. Try to get down the stairs. Now you've got the wee shiny bit right at the edge of the fucking... Fucking stood on it, slip, bang. Fucking, my arsehole was fucking killing me down the first flight of stairs. Stood up, back up again. Somebody else is holding on to me. Stood on the next fucking flight of stairs. Bam, bang, fucking slipped all the way down the stairs. My arsehole was killing me. You couldn't make this up. You would have thought I fucking would have learnt the fucking third time. Because down the next fucking flight of stairs, guess what fucking happened? Exactly that, man. My arsehole was fucking wrecked, man. It was like that wallpaper the next day, man. It was fucking black and blue.
Fucking hell.
So that was the one and only appearance in the Rock.
Oh no, my mate Paul, he owns Barry owned the place. They're always saying, "Moan doing this and that," but it's no my thing. No, I don't like socialising like that. No, I'd rather go out for something to eat now. Know what I mean? Go out for something to eat,
civilised.
and then up the fucking Frog and Toad at 10 o'clock, 10:30, man, before the carry on starts. I start mine party in the house. Know what I mean? Shields' kitchen, mate. I've Reilly's gaff, but I've got Shields' fucking kitchen. Know what I mean? That's a fucking look.
Yes, and we'll go up after this.
I was just going to say about the Hamilton Palace. I don't think I had been when it's at ROC Rock. Is it just Rock?
Rock,
aye.
I think it was still the Palace because I've got pals with Blantyre, right? And we were all just sitting having a drink, as you say, and one of the gaffs were all having a drink, and then it's like the exact same as you said, Parkville, and then Carrigans, and then the Hamilton Palace, aye. And when we were in that Carrigans, I took CB2s. Do you know what they are? No, they call them two CBs.
Aye, it's like, what is it?
It's like Eckies dipped in acid, right? Right. Anyway,
But it's
Have you got any?
no. But
That's right on my fucking street, by the way, man.
I took two of them, and it was the first time I'd ever taken them, and we went, and that's the only time I've ever pure blacked out, right?
Lucky
Pure,
bastard.
like, I was fucked. I just remember being
You
pure
enjoy it,
fucked. Aye, it was
Oh,
class.
some buzz,
Hamilton
man.
Palace is some
Allegedly.
place, aye. But then it ended up, I woke up my pal's house. I think it was
Did I say that?
Skelton, gave my shout.
like you after you came at the Rock.
I woke up at like 9:30. This is what all the boys with Blantyre are like. Woke up about 9:30, right, in the living room like that, and then they were all getting up, and then they kind of walked downstairs, and they were all just like, right, we're going for a Brini Sundays, and I was like, the fuck's Brini Sundays? And it was like they were all waiting to 10 o'clock to go to the shop and get big bottles of Lambrini.
You're joking, aye? Then I couldn't get CB2s, man. I'm fucking right on this shit, aye.
I was up the road, man, fucking Brini Sundays.
the
Fuck yeah.
road.
Were you there?
When you hear Breeny
know
Sundays,
why I
that's
thought you
the
were
queue
there.
for the taxi home, innit?
Definitely.
That's when you're like, right, who's getting the gear in there? Lambrini gear Sundays, innit? You can't beat it. But no, so Hamilton Palace was a place that everybody looked forward to going to at the weekend. If you maybe had something else about yourself, you went to the Tunnel, or you went to Savoy, or you went to Vicky's and Glasgow and all that. But for an easy, great night out, man, the Hamilton Palace was the place to go. You'd Baby Jane's, you'd 30-somethings. They were all different names, and it was all based on about fucking Rod Stewart, wasn't it? Because Mr. Mortimer loves fucking Rod Stewart. But you would have the Rod Stewart impersonators walking about, and all you had the guy with the
Just walking about doing performance.
No, just walking about the place.
Try to get his home.
No, it was just somebody that would walking about. So it was kind of fucking. Now you go to fucking Vegas and you get fucking.
Tina
wee
Turner
minute-
and
Tina-
all that,
aye, we had fucking Rod Stewart. Now they in the
Imagine
Hamilton
seeing him
Palace, man.
fucked like that. Fucking Rod Stewart.
Honestly, like, you're fucking mad with it. The Eckie didn't know if you'd done a shine wiped your arse, and the next minute you'd get fucking Rod Stewart in front of you, man. Know what I mean? But there was good times, and then you had Tiger Tim and all, and a Thursday night, you would get Tiger Tim talking about, and tonight I'll see all yous down at the Hamilton Palace in Lanarkshire and blah, and you see Tiger Tim coming in with the fucking bouncers at either end, starting his set at fucking 9:30 or 10 o'clock or whatever. It was just a different fucking, it was a different vibe back then, man.
George Bowie done a hang in there or not?
Was it Bowie in there too?
He probably would be, aye.
Right, invest that 401k into the hedge fund, right? And then see the hedge fund, just lowball the fuck out of that, right? Just do it, just get it, and then buy it for 600 and sell it, sell it for 450, right? It just stays your tail, right?
Jamie.
What?
Jamie.
Two seconds. What?
Listen, you don't know what you're talking about, mate.
I'm investing.
Aye, but you know the best way to start investing?
I've still not signed up.
Have you not?
Nah.
Oh my God. He's not signed up for Investor Watch UK. the premium investor service in the UK,
In the world.
in the world, in the galaxy,
The known universe.
in the known universe. And that's actually, go and check that out. TripAdvisor, I was going to say it's Trustpilot, innit?
Aye.
I always
Check
get
it,
them
it's
mixed
on
up.
Checker Trade.
So on Checker Trade, aye, no, it's no, but it is the best way to start investing, guys. So if you do want to get involved with the crypto, if you actually want to know what you're talking about instead of just like saying mad buzzwords and that,
No, like me.
don't follow this guy.
Don't be this guy.
Get on to Investor Watch UK. Obviously they're involved in a giveaway. You're getting a year's worth of Investor Watch, which is £480. So get at the description, get the giveaway details. But as normal, if you don't want to join the giveaway, which is bizarre,
I don't
mate,
know why anybody would.
freak, absolute freak in nature. But besides that, if you don't want to get involved in the giveaway, you can get a month free. So go to the description, try them out. You get added to their Telegram group. They've got
So the big dogs in
it's the
there.
big dogs. It's the big dogs in this city, baby. Roof. So get involved, guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
What are you up to the weekend, mate? No, not
Evan.
much.
Evan. Evan.
Uh,
What are you doing there?
oh, I thought I was getting my hair cut there.
Oh, fuck.
At Myles and Co. Barbers.
Myles and Co. Barbers.
Wow, pick it out. Listen, 261 Byres Road, you know that's where we go to get our fades. And it's the best in the business. I go to young Campbell, as I said, the most gentle hands in the West End. Campbell.
Ryan's hands are a wee bit rougher, but they're still a pristine cut.
Worky horns.
Worky, aye, a man. Know what
But
I
you
mean?
like that. Sometimes it's good to have the worky horns. Sometimes depends what day of the week it is you're getting your hair cut. But as we always say, Myles and Co, the best about in the heart of the West End, baby. Go down there if you want to get your fade. And also if you want a baldy or a mohawk or the mullet's back in. Have you
Oh,
seen
yeah,
that?
aye, it is definitely.
Strangely, after we were rating mullets
I
on,
know. I know. So it's obviously everybody in the world's watched a deep fried.
and then
They've seen the mullets.
aye, and then they've just went and got one.
At
But
Myles
if
and
you
Co.
do want a mullet, the best place to go is Myles and Co. So get down there, and as always, mention Reilly's Gaff when you're booking, either through the Booksy app, when you're phoning, when you walk in, however you want to book your appointment. Mention Reilly's Gaff, and you'll get money off your haircut, just like that. Boom.
If you go in with it written on your chest in lipstick,
Aye.
you get, I think the best thing we can offer them is a free haircut, but I would suggest getting two if you do that.
The forehead, right on the forehead with a marker, Reilly's Gaff, one free haircut. Come in topless in the middle of December. Reilly's Gaff wrote with lipstick across your what do you call that?
Chest,
Your pectorials.
your pictorials.
And you'll get a year's free haircut. You probably won't, but please do. It'll be some Tell you what, here's what we can really offer. If you go into Myles and Co with Reilly's Gaff wrote in your head, we will get a picture of you and frame it, and it will go up behind us. You'll be immortalised. Think about that. So
How are we going to get a picture of that?
we
I don't know.
will.
We'll sort it. It can sit here, right in between us, man.
We'll just take it. We'll play it by ear, right? So, there you go. There's my promise to you. So I know there's been a few comments. I'll do it. Yet to see any action, guys. So get involved, and as always, make sure you mention us when you're getting your hair cut, and you'll get money off. So cheers, guys.
Oh, how good was holiday?
What one? What one
The
was that?
one me and you went to.
Oh, in that little village in Austria.
It was beautiful.
That was beautiful.
It was really good, and obviously we've got a picture here. This is my log cabin in Austria. Bought by Collection 26. They gave it to me, and then they made a wee t-shirt with it. So we went skiing and that. It was good.
Mind we were sitting down there with that old guy, and he taught you how to milk a cow blindfolded.
That was
that
good,
was
wasn't
cool,
it?
wasn't it?
It was weird that he made me drink it with pasteurised.
And it was warbling on that. That's weird, did it?
Nothing like milk.
So new Collection 26, guys. We've obviously got the Jamie's Holiday Home inspired t-shirt here. We've got obviously something here, but
That was Evan skiing
oh, is it skiing?
in Austria.
That was me skiing at Jamie's log cabin. Me, Jamie, and old what's his name, Joseph or something?
Joseph Stewart.
Joseph Stewart, the Austrian guy, Joseph Stewart. Aye.
That's his name, aye.
It would be something like Joseph.
Heinz.
I was going to say Fritzl, but
Joseph
it
Fritzl.
wasn't Joseph
It
Fritzl.
was.
He's away. He's locked away forever.
Thankfully.
But I get on to Collection 26. All their new stuff's out. This stuff, I'll be honest, 100% honest. Look me dead in the eye here. My favourite hoodie My favourite one.
No,
I
it
love
is.
this like colour. I don't know why. What colour would you say this is? A forest green?
Forest green. 100%.
Forest green.
A pine green.
Pine green, that's it. The other one's sort of forest green. But get involved, guys. And as always, saving you money, saving you dollars. At the checkout, Reilly's Gaff, code REILLYSGAFF. Is that right? Was that right? That was really fast.
He's really good at that.
If you can't spell Reilly's Gaff, I mean, come on.
You've typed it
It's
in.
literally wrote fucking everywhere below the video. So, we don't need to spell it out for you.
Yeah, it's up there.
I don't think it is, actually.
It is. Joseph, it is up there.
I don't think it is. So, checkout code Reilly's Gaff. You get 10% off your order. Coming up to Christmas, get a loved one a Collection 26 hoodie. What a better gift. Cheers.
Cheers.
I think he did for a wee while.
But see, obviously just gone past the palace now. I was wondering, because obviously we know you're an estate agent now. Everybody knows it.
How's that?
It's oh, come on, TikTok, baby. But
Social
I was
media.
wondering what, so like, see if you kind of leaving school or the football and all that, was there any jobs you had in between that you
So
fucking...
I'll give you what's and all, right?
Aye.
So football, I was going to be a football player. My life was mapped out being a football player. Played for Scotland, captained my fucking every team, every level that I played. I captained the teams. Had a great I had a great upbringing being a football player. That's all I was going to be. Then all of a sudden, the buzz dropped, didn't they, man? The buzz fucking dropped, and the attitude fucking kicks in, innit? So the buzz dropped, and the attitude kicks in, and you think you're the fucking man, and then you see all your mates doing what they doing, and you don't want to be this born bastard that doesn't drink, doesn't enjoy themselves, doesn't take CB2s or CBTs or have fucking Lambrini Sundays. Everybody's enjoying yourself, you're drinking water, and you go, do you know what? Fuck it, I want to enjoy myself. So thereafter that's when life fucking kicked in for me, to be fair. Didn't have any skills. Was a shy boy, couldn't fucking talk to anybody because all I was a football player. Or when I when I enjoyed myself at the weekend, you maybe had a wee bit of personality because you maybe had something dropped in your fucking drink or whatever, and that gave you your personality through the weekend. And then fucking the real world kicked in. No job, unemployed, nobody wanted to be running about you. You were just one of your daft mates, your mod didn't fucking even like you. You were fucked out the house, and you had to then go and make a fucking life for yourself. So it was either a life of crime or it was a life of fucking digging yourself out, something to go and be somebody and fucking having to grow up, essentially. So I was maybe 20-year-old, 21-year-old, and I had to grow up because I'd fucked it. Attitude absolutely fucked it. But I wouldn't change a thing because I had some hard fucking lessons. No proud of some of the things that I've done. I'll no say some of the things that I've done. No proud of some of the places that I've been because of what I've done. I had to go and fucking experience these different things. But it made me the person who I'm the fucking day. So by pure chance, I worked in a dairy. I put fucking milk into fucking carts and fucking stacking fucking milk. I worked in warehouses as well. The warehouse job that I had Sainsbury's up in East Kilbride was probably one of the best. Still a daft young boy. By this point, I was on the Wheel of Fortune. So the Wheel of Fortune kind of changed quite a lot about me, to be honest with you. One of my mates he was a personal trainer for Green's Gym. It was Gary Jacobs' gym down in Scholes. Robert Gonzalez, his name was a personal trainer, and I got on quite well with Robert. Used to go to gym, blah blah blah. Why don't you send in a couple of photos to this agency? It was called the Look Agency in Glasgow, and it was Fiona Black. So I sent in a couple of fucking mad photos. Then we got a phone call 2 weeks later. We've got a casting for you. Come in and speak to us. And we'll take some photographs and we'll get your fucking CV put together and all that kind of carry on. Daft wee boy, just a fucking another opportunity to go and make a fucking £100 or £20 or whatever it may be. So I went and spoke to Fiona Black. They done me fucking wonders, put a great CV together for us, and then they started putting me out for different jobs out there. Quite quickly when I was in it, I got a phone call saying, listen, we've got a casting. Didn't know what the fuck it was. Didn't know what the fucking show was going to be at this point. We've got a casting for you at STV. Can you be there at 1:30? You're going to meet this person, that person, take this type of clothes, that fucking kind of footwear, and this is what they're going to expect you to do. So they kind of prepped you ever so slightly. So I went, and it was something quite like this. You stood in front of a camera and they would say something dafty and you had to go and react to it. And then they would tell you go and do something else and you had to go and react it to the camera. Mm-hmm. I was just being myself, know what I mean? Didn't know if it was right or whether it was fucking wrong. I got a phone call a week later I scored my. At this point, I didn't even know what the fucking gig was for. I got a phone call a week later saying, you just won a 3-month contract to work on the game show, The Wheel of Fortune. So I didn't know what the fucking job was going to be at this point. And then they started sending out the contract. The prize guy. Oh, the fuck's a fucking prize guy, you know what I mean? Fucking prize guy in The Wheel of Fortune, man. So I started watching some of the old programmes and all that. You had fucking Mark Drysdale and all these guys that I knew because I then started to work with them at this point. Fucking doing mad things in front of fucking fridges and fucking microwaves and all that shit. All that kind of fucking shite, man. You were a fanny. And, but I was probably one of the best fannies on it, man. So I went on it. And other guys that were working with, the guy's name was Winston, was some fucking right beautiful looking fucking Swedish guy that was on it as well. Boring as fuck the fella was, man. Absolutely fuck all between his ears. But it was a right fucking handsome fucking guy, you know what I mean? And then this other guy, Mehdi, his name is. So there was the fours. Me, Winston, this fucking Swedish fucking model guy, proper fucking model, he was beautiful. And then Mehdi, I know Mehdi's a good guy for Edinburgh. No spoke to Mehdi for a wee while, but he's like us, he's just a fucking proper boy. And they were all doing their own thing, fucking, this is a fucking microwave and all that. I started to get a wee bit of swagger, man, didn't I? Fucking keep you up with the fucking oranges and the fucking, the melons and all that, fucking holding melons up here, doing all that kind of stuff. So they quite liked it, so I was being quite cheeky with all the kind of things. And all that, right? That's how, because they started to get a good reaction to Alan the prize guy, and they were getting good reports and all that coming back about Alan the fucking prize guy. And I was on it for 4 years. So my 4 years that I was on it was with John Leslie and Jenny Pill. So for 3 years of the 4 years I was working with they two. And then with the lassie Terry Seymour and Mark, can't remember the other wee guy's name, he was fucking a nothing anyway. You done one season, it was fucking hopeless, man. Mark, you were fucking hopeless, man.
The reunion.
Oh, Mark, how you doing, mate? You were fucking hopeless. So it was Terry Seymour at that point. And we didn't know that this wee guy that was floating about, this lassie. You know, if anybody Googles Jenny Powell and Terry Seymour, they're quite similar looking lassies, but Terry had a kind of Marge Simpson type voice. She had that kind of aye, man, fucking Jack and Victor, fucking tune the fat. So she wasn't really good on the camera, but she looked absolutely fucking beautiful. But there was this wee kind of Ponce guy always poncing round about her at this point, always fucking, and it was her agent at this time, and it was a right fucking tiny wee fucking Ponce, a fucking looking guy, man, and had one of these fucking accents and voices that went right through your head.
Punchable cunt.
Honestly, man, he was always just hovering about the rap parties and all that kind of care on. With this fucking Ponce wee guy for fucking Hertfordshire or whatever his name is, always on about her, and it was her agent at this point. The agent only turned out to be fucking Simon Bastard and Cowell. Simon, see, before Simon Cowell became Simon Cowell on Pop Idol, I think it was. He was always involved in the entertainment. Just a wee fucking ponce, man. Simon, you might have made 42 million last year, but see, back then you were a wee prick.
You were nothing, mate.
You were fucking nothing, son, until you came on the Wheel of Fortune. But he would always be running about her. But then she became his boyfriend type thing. Then became an item. Terry ended up going out to fucking America as part of American Idol and blah blah blah. She stays on America now. He bought her a fucking £7 million fucking house out in LA, living the fucking life. No, fuck, he shags everything with Simon, didn't he, man? He's a lad. He was a ponce back then, but you're a fucking lad, son. That's for sure. But you just didn't know these people that you were running about. You know what I mean? So when you were seeing this wee guy, and it was just a fucking trampy looking Cuban heels. You know what I mean? He used to wear the black suit and the fucking white shirt and the Cuban heels. And that. It was a tiny toty wee guy, but it kind of fucking blows your mind when you're running about all these characters as well. So for the Wheel of Fortune, because it was quite recognisable and quite well known, I'm not going to say I was well known for the Wheel of Fortune, but now you started to get in with production people and producers, executives and stuff within the TV industry that they were then starting to put your name forward for different things and different pieces and stuff. So I was working in the warehouse up in East Kilbride during the course of a night. I was fucking getting in at 6 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon and going working the Wheel of Fortune to 8 o'clock at night and then get back into the fucking warehouse then at that point.
I don't know if this is, like, if you can ask that, but is it good money doing that Wheel of Fortune?
The Wheel of Fortune?
Aye.
Back then, it was really, really good money.
it, aye?
For somebody like me, it was really, really good money. We get royalties and stuff as well. In fact, Challenge TV, I've got good relationships with people doing Challenge TV as well. We still get paid a wee bit off the back of it, still goes running and stuff as well. So it was good. And that was when I fucking popped my cherry, if I'm going to be honest. The Wheel of Fortune then brought out the character that was fucking within.
Is that
and
just confidence building?
Confidence, mate. That's exactly it. And I'll tell you one of the stories. I was in the spy bar down in fucking Glasgow one night. It was a rap party. Rap party is end of the shows, end of the production, end of the run. We would all go out and have an absolute blast. STV paid for fucking
everybody, like the crew and all that.
Every fucking man. We all get involved. For the people that fucking irons your shirt to the fucking the Tock woman, Anne Mason, Taylor Ferguson, everybody that was involved with the show was going to just get fucking rat-ass, man. You would start off in the studios and then you would go to the event where it was all kind of fucking sectioned after us and stuff. So I'm in the Sky Bar and I'm with a couple of runners and all that kind of shit, because I was still quite a shy boy at this point, finding my buzz. I still to drope at that point. Big John's Howden and Council. John's 6'5", big imposing lad, just a pure boy. John's probably one of the best guys I've ever met in my life. Fucking fit by Daft, big Daft goalkeeper, good goalkeeper as well. Hibs fucking mental, so he is. And he just talked about, he always called me, you're my right winger, but that's for different reasons, and I'll not go into that. But we were at this rap party one night, and it was a Sky Bar down in fucking Glasgow. So Big John's there with his crowd of 12 people round about him. I'm with the wee runners and all that kind of carry on. But you can see people are looking and watching and all that kind of shit. So I've caught this group of 3 or 4 lassies it was, and they were standing over there and they were fucking, now that way you just catch somebody's eye, you know what I mean? You think you're in, didn't you, because you catch somebody's eye. So this thing's fucking burning her eyes down the back of me, and I fucking turned round, caught her eyes. Smiling and all that kind of shit, you know what I mean? Boys have dropped in the Spy Bar. No them, no, man. Fuck's sake, man, she wouldn't get anywhere near me then. So she's come out and she's like, I know you for somewhere, where is it? I know you for. So I'm trying to play everything down at this point, because we're all there, John fucking Leslie there, Jenny Pill's fucking there, talking to Anne Mason, the producer, and Stuart and all that kind of shit, talking fucking property and all that pish. And big man's been Big John, and I'm fucking trying to mingle in as best as I possibly. Oh, I don't know, pal. Do you come in here a lot? No, I fucking socialise. I says, maybe it's Victoria's or something. I fucking go to Cafe Cine in the tunnel, maybe it's fucking one of the nightclubs or stuff. Nah, it's not there. So she would walk out to her pals again, having a blather, fucking a wee drink and talking away. Next minute, fucking 5 minutes later, fucking know your face for somewhere. How do I know your face? Haven't they got a clue, hen? Haven't they got a fucking clue? It must be for Vicky's or the Savoy. Do you go to the Savoy? Aye, I go to the Savoy. I fucking probably got off your sister or something in Cafe Cine and fucking bumped into the Savoy. No, it's definitely not there. So she's walked back out, she's clocked Big John. I can see her clocking John, and then she's fucking clocked me. And then I can see them all fucking talking away, and then she would look at her again. And then they would talk away, and next minute she swaggered out at me. I know where I know you for. And I was like, I don't know you, hen. But I tell you before, it must be for one of the clubs or the pubs or some fucking thing. Wheel of Fortune. I'm like, Wheel of Fortune, that's right. I work in the Wheel of Fortune. There's a big man over there, you know that gangster shit. There's a big man over there. Aye, I worked in the Wheel of Fortune. You're that guy that does the prizes, aren't you? I was like, fucking that's me. I am, Alan. I'm the main man, Alan, the prize guy. She's like, I cannot fucking believe it. So she's got a big fucking cheesy fucking grin on her. Cannot believe it. And she's like, it's him. It's fucking him. So I think I'm in at this point because she's fucking decent looking and all that. You know what I mean? It's fucking him, she's shouting. She's turned around to me. I've always wanted to meet you, she says. And I was like, fucking bang on. Now you've met me. I was like, how you doing and that? She's like, no, I just wanted to say something to you. I was like, what is it? I think you're an absolute fucking fanny, baby. Yeah, so I played the role for fucking 10 minutes. I was up there and then fucking boot it in the boys fucking. I was like,
oh my god.
Oh, fucking always wanted. You're a fucking fanny, by the way. But you know what? She wasn't wrong because I did make a bit of a titty myself, but you know what? It's all good.
Was that the first time you were recognised then?
Oh no, I used to get, because I'm a Blantyre boy, everybody knew, you know, locally and all that shit, you go to the Hamilton Palace, oh there's that fucking pussy and all that kind of shit, so you're always ended up fighting and all that shit, you know what I mean?
Really, aye.
100%, you're always rolling about, because everybody thought you were a fanny or a pussy or something, even at the football, when I was back playing junior football, oh there's that pussy off the fucking Wheel of Fortune, there's that prick and all that, so see your first challenge with somebody, it's that, man, you went through the fuckers and all that kind of shit, so you were always proving that you weren't a fucking fan, you know what I mean?
Do you think as well, like, see for that, like, you really were just on the telly doing a fucking job holding prizes, right? But do you not think it's a Scottish thing, like, they see somebody on the telly or something like that, he's a fanny, because they're like, he thinks he's big time, look at him on the telly.
You date yourself, we all date, didn't we, man? I date myself, that fucking fanny, man, he's a prick. But I think it's a Scottish thing, innit? He's full of himself, you know what, see half the time, I tell you fucking, one of my stories for the football, now I'm a tribal boy, see if I'm playing with you, I'm all in, I'm fighting every day, we're taking every day, we're fucking intimidating, we're bullying every day, we're going to do what we want to do to win a fucking game of football. So you hate it whoever you were playing against. So if you were part of that crew, that was your 18 boys, you'd each other's backs, somebody get done, everybody was in about it, you went through somebody, people were on top of you, all your mates were on top of you. So I always had that reputation in the junior game that I wasn't really fucking liked, because I was a bit of
A bastard.
a Ned, bully, over the top, prick, pussy off the telly, and people didn't like you just because of a particular personality, and because how you held yourself, because the way you looked and all that kind of carry on, know what I mean? And then see, once they get to know you, because we all used to go out and socialise with each other or we'd bump into each other out in Glasgow or whatever. I thought you were this and that, and fucking, you're actually alright, but you still had that element within the football, still quite tribal, still guys that you wouldn't socialise with, you wouldn't be running about, and you always still fucking quite hated them. Hate it was a big fucking word. So there was myself and this particular group of fucking boys from Glasgow, and they won't mind me talking about it as well, because we're the best of fucking mates now, but we absolutely fucking killed each other. I hated them. He was a fucking prick. Every time we were
So you played against him at football?
Aye,
So
football.
what
This
team
was
were you
junior.
playing
This
with
was this would any fucking team that I played with. There's
really?
always a particular group
Right.
of fucking players. It was St Rock's.
Right,
Oh,
right.
the Rock.
The Rock Boys, and it was Davy Gregg's team at this point. The Gaffer was my manager later on, and this is how it all came about. But when we didn't know each other, we didn't socialise with each other. We went out and played football, and we wanted to fucking win. So we would kill each other, we'd nip each other, we'd punch each other, we'd stick the heat in each other, we'd get away with things that you wouldn't get normally away with. We'd done things at fucking football games that people wouldn't even fucking dream about doing, because you'd done what you wanted to do to win a fucking game of football. So we would not fuck each other for 90 fucking minutes or 95 minutes or 100 fucking minutes on the park. But the Rock Boys, they could always honour themselves, these boys, man. You put one on them, definitely was another 2 or 3 and got to put fucking one back on you. So you had to hold your own grin with these guys. Terry Hewitt is one of my best mates in fucking football now. We didn't like each other, me and Big Terry. He was a prick, I was a fucking fanny. Whenever he would come up to that corner, I would be the man marking him, we'd be elbowing each other, punching each other, nipping each other, I'd be fucking biting them, sticking the heat in each other. That's how it rolled, that's how junior football was then, and that's how you get fucking, that's how you were brought up and you were toughened up and stuff. But we knocked utter fuck each other. So Davy Gregg took our Blantyre Vicks when I was at the twilight of my career. I managed Blantyre Vicks, and I didn't want to manage anymore because I was putting too much money into the fucking team and I wasn't getting much back out it. It was all bravado for me then. I'm a Blantyre boy, I want to have the best team, I want to play, I want to fucking pipe players and blah 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 and bring them on. And I decided at that point I wanted to play football, and I started playing for the team again. So at that point they interviewed guys, it was a fucking St Rock's manager that they brought in, man. It couldn't have worked out any worse for me at that point. I thought, Davy Gregg, we've just announced Alan at Davy Shields, I never get called out, it's always Shields. Davy Gregg's coming in with the Rock, and he's clearing out quite a lot of the fucking team. Right, no any bother. So the gaffer came in, right, Shields, fucking like your personality, I like the way you go about your business. Some of the boys that are going to be here are going to work and play for me because you're here, because you're a bit of an influence in the team and all that kind of carry on. I don't get any bother off of me, you just want to play football, I want to enjoy myself, I'll run through a fucking brick wall for you. Didn't like you previously, didn't know who you were previously, but you're my manager now, you've got my respect, and I'll fuck, because I'm a tribal boy, if you're my team, I'm going to run through a fucking wall for you. No bother, I was warned about you anyway, you're a fucking problem player and this and that, and I thought to myself, never been a problem player for any, but there was other people's perception of me because I was playing against them. I watch it for you and fucking this and that, but listen, you play for me on a Saturday and you play well, you play every fucking week, no ball, that's what I asked for, just a fair shot at it. So we started bringing in some of the other boys for St Roch's, and some of them were kind of fucking neutral boys. They were bang on, they were fine, and you would go on with them. You'd have a laugh in a carry. You know, it's like in boys' changing rooms, man. We have a laugh in a carry on, a bit of banter. I'm always that cunt that's going to have a laugh and a carry on. Quiet, do something spontaneous to fucking fall places and fucking ruptures, you know what I mean? So I'm that type of character. So we started getting on with them, but then he started to bring in one or two of the boys that were possibly the ones that I didn't like, the boys that I was fucking hated, but likewise they hated me as well. So I could fucking see there was 4 or 5 of them, and they're all talking to the gaffer, and so we just finished training. So they'd come down for the Rocks to have fucking talks with the gaffer about their signing terms and all that kind of carry on. So I've walked out and I've stood and I've looked at her, and I could see them all fucking looking at me as well, and I could see them all talking and looking at her every fucking 2 minutes. And I know it wasn't a good conversation. You just know it wasn't a good that fucking prick. What's happened to that prick, man? Is that prick staying? I'm no fuck. And that's the tone of the conversation. If that prick's fucking playing here, I'm not coming to play for your team. If that fucking prick's here, blah 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 blah. See one of the first games that we all played together, I went through one of them, I went through fucking 2 of them, I went through 3 fucking players who we were playing against. See, before I knew it, see all the boys that fucking didn't like us, we were all fucking forming part of a team then. We became a fucking team of boys that people didn't want to fucking mess with. They boys then went on to win the leagues, cups and all that kind of carry on. My best mates that I've ever fucking had in junior football were the guys that I fucking hated previously. But wait till you hear this one. So it came to a point where I probably didn't fit in at Blantervicks at the point because of how Davey wanted, the gaffer wanted his team to play, and I was getting older as well. Great defender, but I was getting a wee bit fucking slower for how he wanted the fucking teams to play. So I get shunted out of Cambuslang Rangers at the time, so it was halfway through the season. We won the fucking league that year, so we did, and that was the difference that made us win the fucking league, and I don't mind saying that because it was fucking true. But one of my last games was against Blanter fucking Vicks, wasn't it, man? So I'm that type of character. I'm not saying I'm a Roy Keane type character, but I bounce off of fucking walls, man. I stick my head in the wall, punch walls, punch myself, fucking shouting ball and absolute. So I was up for this fucking game because it brought all the emotions back. But you're playing against your mates now this time. One of the first challenges, we Steph McDonald, he came in through the fucking side of me, and I knew that the gaffer had says, get him riled up, you get him riled up, he's going to get fucking himself sent off. And that was the plan of attack, and it nearly fucking happened. So we were on a fucking scuffle. Next minute, Steph's come through the side of me, I've got up, I fucking put one in him. Next minute, Big Terry, who me and him are the best of mates, loving to bits, we're still the best of mates, he's trying to hold me back. I've turned around and I fucking smashed him a fucking peach. Shields, what you doing, you fucking mates? I was like, we're no fucking mates today, but that's how you fucking...
It's bad with football, doesn't it?
But see, after it, and I remember at half time, the gaffer, Wardy's like, are you alright to get back out? Because they were targeting me at this point. We were beating them 2-0, and this was a game that we had to win because it was taking us away from the other group of fucking teams that were next to us. And if we won that game with 2 more games to go and win the league, I had to say to fucking the gaffer at that point, take me fucking off, because I was getting fucking sent off because every challenge we go near the ball and they just want, I get yellow carded at this point 5 minutes into the fucking game, and but that's just a taste of you can hear the fucking passion that I've got for football, you know what I mean? I fucking know, man. Just like stick the heat somebody, man, didn't we? Sorry, I'm taking up too much time.
No, it's
cool,
cool,
mate,
that's
brilliant,
perfect.
man.
But I just she's even just moving away from the football, like, well, obviously people know you as the TikTok estate agent, baby. The property boss. How did you move away from that and get into being an estate agent?
Through the time, the telly, blah blah blah, sales jobs. I sold advertising. I sold advertising for a newspaper called the Clyde Weekly Press. That was the Paisley Gazette, the Johnston and fucking Eldersley, fucking whatever it was, and the Borheed News. So I would go chap your doors and ask you businesses what advertise. Oh, I'm going to make you a fucking fortune. Blah blah blah. And at this point, I had good conversational skills. I wasn't that daft, shy wee boy anymore. I could talk a wee bit. It was always hairdressers I targeted, man. Hairdressers and beauticians and all that kind of shit. All right, and how you doing? Fucking, this is good gaff you've got here, innit? Want to advertise? I'll bring fucking so many people through your door. So then, at this point in time, I was a wee guy that came from fucking stupid random jobs into my first sales job, that would have been. But the director at the company at that point, I didn't realise who he was, so I'll get back to him in a wee minute. So there was like 3 other experienced salespeople, and because you're the new boy in town, nobody wanted to give you fucking anything that you weren't liked. You were sales environment, my rod, dirty greedy bastards in a sales environment, man. And you don't have your names on top of the whiteboard and how much income you were bringing in and all that shit. So the first month I'd done no too bad. It wasn't great, but I'm a competitive fucker, know what I mean? That sports bit in you wants to fucking be the best or wants to do better. So I would notice these other 2 cunts and I would listen to what they were talking about, what they were saying, and didn't go to the office too much. But me, Jack the lad, I was out with the fucking good shoes all polished and all that, fucking talking to the bird sink. I was a man. Bringing in a couple of bob, but I noticed that these guys never went fucking anywhere. They were just on the phone constant, boom. So I was tuned into this straight away, so I thought, fuck it, I'm going to start phoning random fucking hairdressers. I'll come out and see you, blah blah blah, rather than going chatting fucking doors. So it got to the point where I had good conversational skills with people, I got on well with people, I made people believe. Maybe that's what I shouldn't say, because maybe that's I made people believe what I was telling them was a good fucking thing.
Aye.
But I believed in exactly the same thing as well, which was good for them. So they bought into what I was telling them. And they bought into my energy, and they bought into how we were going to fucking build their business up. It was just a pile of fucking pony, to be honest, but it was good fucking experience selling, cold call selling. And I started to see myself, after 3-4 months, doing more money than the rest of these fuckers that were in the office for a fucking few years, you know what I mean? But this commercial director at the time, he was keeping an eye on everything that was growing. Fucking, he was well aware of everything. And he quite liked my chat. I was always quite awkward, because I was always quite awkward around about people with authority or positions, because you're from Blantyre, Daft Blantyre wee boy. I even still say Daft Blantyre wee boy. You still feel uneasy around about people within a position. But he would always be kind of looking over, listening into what I was doing. And unknown to me at that point, he quite liked me as a person, to be fair. And unknown to me, he was the managing director of Slater Hogg and Howison before he became this commercial director for this newspaper firm. So I left this company after fucking 6 months, and I went to sell motors at Arnold Clark down in Polly Road, Vauxhall site, and I done quite well, making a fucking shitload of money, chasing money. I was always chasing fucking money at this point. I got a taste for money, so I started fucking chasing the money at this point. And in car sales, you would sit down with you for 2 minutes, I would deal you, tap you in the arse, you'd go and somebody else would come in. It was a fast-paced environment, but you made decent dough, man. The good salesmen were fucking walking about with the fucking designer suits and this and that next thing, and I loved that fucking lifestyle. I loved the flashiness, and I loved the fact that there was money to be made if you wanted to be a busy bastard. So I was a busy bastard.
The thing with sales is as well, which is probably good for you, is like that competitiveness in you is like however well you can do, however much money you'll make.
Aye.
Whereas compared to like say you're working in something else, it's like just an hourly rate, doesn't matter what you do. Whereas that is like however hard you work is how much you'll
So
get.
I'm going to spin this at some point somewhere in the conversation to how that I operate now. Then when you're younger, you're chasing money, suits, clays, fucking looking the bollocks, going out fucking chasing skirt. You were fucking going to the best clubs, pubs, dress, blah blah blah. You were chasing that kind of fantasy fucking life, but you weren't really getting
Champagne
anywhere. You were just fucking chasing a fucking a lifestyle to speak. So I was in that car sales environment for only 6-7 months. The big fella came down and knew where I went, because I left them and I told them I was going into Arnold Clark and Polly Road, because they weren't paying me enough money, and they weren't wanting to give me enough money at that point. I was going to go and make a fortune selling motors for Arnold Clark. Michael, he's like, right, okay, you go with my blessing and all this kind of carrying. But unknown to me, I didn't know that he was going to come back for me. So I was fucking pulling in motors or something for one day, and I could see this big blonde guy fucking walking down the street with this woman. Michael's from Roman Road and Byres, then my alley, and you rascal, that's why you're speaking. You rascal, what are you up to now? Fucking selling motors, Michael. Yeah, I can see you're selling cars. Now you're enjoying it. I thought, you know what, I like it, I like the money, fucking 7 days a week, so you're working long hours, right, you rascal, I'm working long hours, 7 days a week, I work 6 days a week, but normally I'm out fucking back in again in my day off to put motors out, blah. There's an opportunity for you if you wish to speak with me. And I was like, what you want? I've left it left the newspaper firm. He went back as the main man of Slater Hogg and Howison, and there was a position there for me if I wanted it. didn't really fucking show any great interest. I phoned me, I was like, aye, give us a phone and I'll talk to you. Sure enough, the woman that was with me at this time, Dawn Warnock, her name was. Dawn Warnock is a very wealthy lady locally within Lanarkshire, sold Dobies, her and her husband David, for £13 million down at Clyde Valley. Aye, so they sold, I can't remember the name of the place, but she was the area director for Slater Hogg in Lanarkshire at that point. So that was a kind of introduction between me and them. Lo and behold, cut a long story short, they offered me a position, didn't really want it because it wasn't quick enough. I wasn't interested in people's fucking hussies. I didn't want to talk to you about your fucking living room and your fancy new suites or your fucking kitchen that you've just got and how many bedrooms. I was brought up in a council house that fucking, you're lucky to have your fucking toilet in the fucking in the house, you know what I mean? So it wasn't my background, wasn't for me, but he sold me the dream. And when I seen these people driving their Jaguar cars and their big fancy motors, and yeah, we're going to fucking Malaysia for holidays, and I fucking went to Butlins for my fucking holiday, taking my first fucking acid tablet in Butlins, man, know what I mean? So for me, I kind of quite liked what this was all about, but you know what got me? Monday to Friday, and I could make the same fucking money as these guys. Still went into the job absolutely fucking hating it. So they sold me the dream that you're a Lanarkshire boy, Alan, you're going to be working at the Hamilton office, Alan, and we're going to be setting you up as a value within that position, within that office, Alan, and you're going to have a great career within this company, progression, blah, blah, blah. I started with them, I got a fucking Corsa, fucking 5-door motor, and I get told to fucking hot foot it down to Ayrshire, man. I was fucking spitting teeth, fucking shouting, spitting at the window, the full shoot match. I didn't want to do this fucking job. I just left a fucking nice job, driving fucking decent motors with Arnold Clark, making very, very good fucking money, and here I'm driving a fucking Corsa motor, driving way down to fucking Ayrshire, and I told it was going to be fucking Hamilton. I then became an office fucking junior. I was a 24-year-old answering fucking phones, fucking making cups of tea for everybody. And I remember the first time the lassie, Linda Shearer, she's part of Quorum now, Linda Shearer, I'd be sitting there, I was nervous as fuck, because you'd hear the phones going like fucking, everybody's on the phone, fucking 3-bedroom detached, blah, 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 £400,000, and I'm this wee guy that's no got a fucking, I'm a fish out of fucking water. And I can remember Linda shouting to me, because the phones were going like fuck, my phone was going like fuck, Alan, will you just answer that fucking... So they see that posh marbles in their mouth fucking accent. Or Slater Hogg in the house in there. Alan, you want to answer that fucking phone? So I'm like, hello, Alan, fucking... It was just nervous. It was out your comfort zone. But you know what? I found that I went out and I had my energy when I spoke to somebody. My first house that I went out to, it was a 1-bedroom fucking flat in Racecourse Road down in Ayrshire, and it was worth about £42,000 at that point. The guy had 7 other estate agents out. All the fucking other estate agents, the 6 other estate agents gave him 5 minutes of their time. He told them there was going to be somewhere between 35 grand and £40,000 for the house, and they fucked off. I sat down and I presented this guy what I was going to do to make him £45,000 to £50,000, and I took an interest in his property. And whether I was interested or not, and I still do this to this day, I'll go out with my clipboard and I'll mark down everything about what the person's done with the house, blah, blah, blah. What I took out of that was, with that conversation, the guy phoned me up the very next day and says, I'm giving you the house, because I was enthusiastic about his wee 1-bedroom fucking flat. Which I had a council flat at this point, so for me this was all brilliant, it was on you. But see, because I enthused about his 1-bedroom flat and all these other fannies that walked in, were in, gave him 5 minutes of time, told him it'd be £35,000 to £40,000, but I spoke about, I'm going to do this, we're going to have a strategy, I'm going to get this through your door. This is, I sold him the fucking dream in his wee 1-bedroom flat. So see that first appointment, that's always stuck with me in every single house I go into. And I've sold houses at £30,000, £19,000. I've sold houses at £1 million, £1,000,004. Every house I go into, I go in the same attitude with that first property that I'm into, because that one person's fucking 30 grand house or 500 grand house, it's their castle. Know what I mean?
They're not doing it every day. Like, no, I mean,
so now I've turned it round about that I am the most positively reviewed estate agent in Great fucking Britain. It's all there, it's all verified. You can go and fucking see it. I talk in fucking LinkedIn about this as well. Nobody will fucking deny it. I am the man, because nobody does what I do. So now I don't chase money, I chase service. So if I fucking chase you and I give you an ultimate service, I'm then going to ask you for a Trustpilot review. You're going to say Alan's a rock star fucking estate agent, but see, because I've done what I've done with you and I've made you feel special, but I've also guaranteed that I'm going to get you the best price, and I've got you 20, 30, 40 grand more than any cunt else. Sorry for using the word cunt, but I've got you fucking more than any cunt else. Then you're going to enthuse and you're going to tell everybody about Alan Shields. So I say to everybody now when I go and speak to them, don't chase the money. Whereas before I chased fucking money, never chase the money, Go and chase the service, and business will look after its fucking self.
Fuck, I want to fucking buy a house right
I know. If you get any,
If I get any, fuck's sake, I've just got another 5 that's just going out in the market. And I'll give you an example. Last month,
plug it, go.
so there's just me, and I talk about a team, and I talk about my team. It's myself and another 4 people. I have my team. I'm part of somebody else's team that's a bigger group of people. When I talk about my team, I only talk about myself. Last month we instructed 24 houses and we sold 22 of them. We'd done just under £6 million worth of sales for Friday to Saturday, because I was fucking MIA for Monday swagging bottles of champagne at a fucking award ceremony with my fucking tracksuit and my white t-shirt on. It took me 3-4 days to recover, which was on Friday. I'd done £1.7 million worth of properties for Friday to the Saturday. I don't even know where we're sitting at the now. I know what I'm fucking doing, know what I mean? But it's all about personality.
See, I think as well, see how obviously it would be we've obviously had a laugh in that, but it would be daft to have you here and no get some advice, some serious advice at least about hussies and that. So my audience is probably a lot of like first time buyers and that. So what do you think are the biggest mistakes people make when they're first time buyers?
At this point in time, diving into the first house that they see, man, they don't look at the locality of the house. They see the fancy curtains, they see the nice fucking the nice new carpet, the 3-4 grand fucking kitchen that's just been put in and it's got fancy tiles and all that. They get caught up in the moment type thing. But the amount of people, how many people that I go and speak to in 6 months or a year time and they don't realise that they bought in the wrong places. You've got to look at the area that you're looking to buy in. You've got to look at the local amenities within that area as well. You've got to look at the schools within that area. You need to look into if there's shared ownership within that estate that you're going to be buying. And when I mean shared ownership, whether there's going to be, no disrespect because I'm a council boy, but if there's going to be ex-local authority type or housing association type groups that are going to be within that development as well. Not that it downgrades, but people's perception is that they don't want to be moving or buying into that type of area. You've got to be looking at where the market's sitting at that point in time. How much did that person buy that house for? When did they buy that house? And what's the value of that property at this point in time as well? Don't get caught up with the moment. I keep on banging on social media about hanging off to next year. And what I'm... silly story, man. So I bang on about hang on to next year. Somebody says to me, but the market's still going to be strong. The market will be strong next year. So I always use £100,000 property. £100,000 property now is selling for 120, 122, 125, 127,000 pound. Crazy prices, man. It's no fucking worth it. That same house going into next year, because there's going to be more choice of property coming onto the market, isn't it going to be selling for 125, 127, 128,000?
Back down with the amount.
Well, what you've got is supply and demand. So what we've got to now is a shrink market. See, for January this year, less houses have been coming onto the market, but there's been an incessant fucking demand, not an incessant demand for people wanting to buy property, for the simple fact that mortgages are freely available now. You're getting subprime people that don't have good credit ratings getting mortgages now, so everybody's got funding available. So when people can now get mortgages, whereas before they had to go and rent, there's a demand for property now. So you've got these 20 people, 25 people, 30 people chasing after that one house. So that person that's been missing out houses for the last 2-3 months have been putting in 5,000. No, they've missed out 5,000 because they heard it sell for £10,000. They'll go for £11,000, but they're still missing it because that fucking person before them bought it for £12,000 more. So now you've got this fucking inflated price, this inflated market that we're dealing with. We're shrinking market. So everybody's chasing after that same property. See if they had fire then, what's going to happen going into next year? Second-hand sales markets took a massive spike this year because new build houses haven't been available. They've been building, materials have been hard to get, but when they've been building them, they've not been available until March, April, May, June, July 2022. So all these houses that have got to get entry going into March, April, May and June, there's got to be the second-hand sales market properties coming on. So there at that point there's going to be more properties coming on to satisfy the demand for the property at that point. So you're maybe not getting 20 people chasing after that one house, you maybe only get 4 or 5 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 people chasing after that one house because there's another one fucking across the road quite similar to it and it might be on at a different price. So therefore hang off and fucking buy next year.
That's good, man. See, that's a pure good thing as well because like you're no pure pressuring people into buy houses and buy them off me. Know what I mean? You're saying just chill, you know what I mean?
100%.
Best service,
but
mate.
You know what? If I can tell you, see if you're desperate to go and buy a house, go and buy a fucking house. That's you're going to do it. You're going to fucking do it. But really watch what you're doing. A lot of mistakes that first-time buyers will make is that they're growing up too quick. They want to buy that first property. They've stayed the odd weekend with their birds. They've went on holiday with their girlfriends for 2 weeks. They go on quite well. They're riding each other every day of the week when they go on holiday, so everything's fucking gravy. But they've never actually lived with each other under pressure, paying bills, utilities and everything else that goes along with it. They then club their money together. Guess what? They can't get their nails done. They can't get their eyelashes done. They can't go and get your fucking extensions done, man. You can't go out with the boys because you need to fucking pay the council tax and the gas hasn't been paid for the last 3 weeks. That puts pressure on a relationship at that point. The shagging's nowhere fucking near it. You're watching her bird, you're looking at their bird and you're giving her best pal the fucking eye at this point, aren't you? So you've no fucking stayed with each other. You then start to see that you probably don't fit into each other's lives. You don't like each other. You've just bought a 250 grand fucking house and you found out after 6 months you don't even like each other. Thereafter that, you've then got to say to yourself, can we stomach it for the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years? Can I buy him out, buy her out of this property? Can I then afford the bills thereafter? Will you get the money back that you've actually fucking spent on that property? So you really need to go and stay with each other first and foremost. Enjoy the shagging because it's fucking brilliant. But I can guarantee you, Oslo, as soon as you move into that fucking brand new shiny house, man.
The pressure and that.
See, I think for first time buyers, you really need to go into it with your eyes wide open, man. It's no a bed of roses. It's no fucking Netflix selling Sunset. It's no about fucking the Ferraris and the fucking BMW motors and all that kind of care. And pressure is coming for moving into your own house and paying bills, you know what I mean? So you need to make sure you're financially mature, is what I would say. And what I mean by that is no wealthy. You're savvy enough that you pay your bills first and then go and fucking live thereafter.
You fucking need chance, mate.
I've nature.
Stay with your mum, man.
I'm staying with my mum for as long as possible. No, but I'm bad for that, man. Like, now you're saying about like financial maturity. I could get, no matter what amount of money I get, see if I get fucking $2,000 a month or 10 grand a month, I'd spend it.
Spend a lot. Listen, I think that's we've all. I'm fucking still like that now. I got a shock in my life yesterday. I went and got a bill through and I've just went and spunked my full fuck. I'm skint now in my fucking next way. I went and spunked myself at fucking buying. I like clays and all that kind of shit. So I need to be financially mature as well. I got a fucking bill through the door yesterday and nearly fucking eyes popped out it. But that's just life, innit, man? And things are good. Things are going 100%. Aye.
But financial.
Can I jump to the toilet?
Sorry,
we can just stop it.
Right, so obviously we're having a wee chat about houses and value in the market and that. Another thing I was want to ask is, in your opinion, kind of in the Glasgow and sort of outer areas, where do you think the best value for money is currently? And
East End of Glasgow. East End of Glasgow's get great value for money. I worked in the south side and I worked in the East End for Purple Bricks. I know what with places now like Shawlands is absolutely ridiculous. Shawlands and Pollock Shields, crazy prices that you're paying for property there. So see me start to go to wee bits of further out. Govan, you're picking up cracking sandstone houses, great size sandstone houses for a reasonable price now that you would probably picked up 3-4 years ago for 70,000, 75,000 that are now worth 110, 120,000. But the same house in Govan that's worth 110, 120, and Shawlands is worth 200, 220, 240.
Really,
100%. So be areas like that. The East End of Glasgow, you're always picking up decent properties in East End of Glasgow, but they're starting to shoot up as well.
Denniston and that.
Denniston's just went mental. Denniston's probably the new south side, is the new West End.
We were talking about, see Denniston, we were talking about last week, there's an article, right, that some American fucking news things put out, and it's like the top 10 coolest neighbourhoods in the world. They put Denniston in it, like fucking third. Denniston, we're like, what?
But Denniston? You know what, you get into Denniston now, you get the Alexander Parade, absolutely bouncing, you get down to Duke Street is just a wash with diners, bars, restaurants,
good wee places. I know.
What do they call it? They call it is it the lower merchant city or the upper merchant city or some fucking thing they call it now. But you're only about you're only about 10-minute walk away from there.
It's a good location, brilliant location.
Listen, I worked in the south side. Shawlands was always bang on. There's a good buzz about Shawlands. Good type of people, bohemian type fucking people run about. But see, like in the summertime, you've got the wee kind of street festivals and stuff. I remember I sold a house. I was on Shawlands, Kilmarnock Road. I sold a house on Kilmarnock Road, and it was above the shops. And it was a great day. It was a great summer's day. Say it was May. Before the pandemic, May 2019, it was a great summer's day. I was out selling the house. House was absolutely fucking amazing, and I walked out, and there's people walking out of the place. Next minute, I could hear somebody singing what you call it, Lewis Capaldi fucking song. Lewis Capaldi had just come out, and I can't remember the song that it
Someone
was.
You Loved or something.
Possibly one of the first songs that he sang, but there was like a wee tent, a stage, and the street across the road for it, Tivoli Street, I can't remember the name of the street, but it was just across the road from where I was selling, and this guy singing Lewis Capaldi songs, but no fucking Lewis Capaldi. Just impromptu fucking got up on the stage and started singing Three Bastard songs. I'm not saying that Shawlands attracts fucking Lewis Capaldi, but there's always something going on.
Aye.
They've got roof terrace fucking tenements, and there's always something going on different weekends. I find the south side of Glasgow, for me, the south side of Glasgow's got a great buzz about the place. Absolutely love it. Close to absolutely everything. Silverburn, not that far away from the town as well. But
Aye.
East End, fucking Denniston, all Toll Cross,
Toll
Shelford.
Cross. I was going to say, see if you look for even just renting places, like they're the like best value for money you get. The Toll Cross, Shettleston's always really good value.
Now they're getting up. They're
People are
crazy.
clocking on to it.
I sold a house for a person. I sold a flat for a person. Toll Cross.
Toll Cross Road.
Fuck it, I can't even. One of the new build fucking flats. Sold a house for a lassie, and I sold the house for say £92,000. It was fucking huge. The flat was a modern flat. And the wee lassie that moved into it, Bonnie wee lassie, Tanya, how you doing? Lovely wee lassie. And she sold that flat like 8 months later. Bought it for 92,000. Sold it for 115,000. 6 months later.
It's mad, isn't it?
That's just timing with everything. To be fair, see from June to the new this year, houses are probably went up. Believe it or not, 10, 15, 20 fucking grand. It's ridiculous. But what you've got to remember is your home report is always guide to value. Everybody's talking up this market now, which is crazy. It's not going to continue. Just hold fire, man. Next year's going to be a great selling year. Certainly, there's going to be more finance available for people as
Better
well.
for everybody, sort of thing.
Absolutely. Even mortgages, you're going to get 95% loan to values. 95% loan to values mean all you need now is a 5% deposit on a property rather than a 10%, which is quite a lot of money. So you've got a 10% deposit that you need to put down on the property, and then you need to find another 10 or 15 grand. I don't know what all these young people are doing, man. They must all be doing grows somewhere, in my opinion. Or CB, is it CDB or CBD fucking, whatever it is. Aye, he must be selling CD, whatever the fucking oils that you're all selling, man.
So
Essential oils.
next year the dream for the Reilly Gaff then. We get Shields to get
What, a grow?
We might need a fucking grow to get down. But
We'll just get that after in the fucking loft.
well, obviously, man, we would be fucking terrible to miss out the TikTok, mate. I need to tell you something, right? Adam, so now, how many followers you got now? About 50-something
50 odds, aye.
Right, Adam, I was there before you had 1K and you were trying to go live and you didn't know that you need, and you're like, I remember you put a video, you're like, I'm going live tomorrow and all that. I was looking at it like,
200 people or
I don't think you heard me.
No, this is the thing. I've grew up in a life where social media for me was fucking Facebook. You done your Facebook posting and that was it. TikTok last year when the pandemic came out, everybody jumped on it. I tried it and I didn't fucking get it, to be honest with you. I'm not going to jump about like fucking Jason Derulo, jumping up and down stairs, making a dick of myself, miming to fucking songs, showing my tits and blah, blah, blah. I just didn't get it, if I'm going to be honest with you. So it wasn't for me. Instagram and Facebook is what I done. Good fucking following and Facebook. Instagram maybe not so much, but I had a good following in Facebook. So my thing was Facebook, positively review the estate agent. I would watch fucking my missus in the opposite room, man. I'd have my room, she'd have her room. I'd watch the Fitbit, and all I would see was this heat behind and fucking doing this. And I would shout through to her, the fuck are you doing? Fucking watching tutorials about makeup, and that's all I would see. And half an hour later, it's still doing that. 2 years later, it's still doing that.
Mad,
and I'm saying, what the fuck is it you're up to? TikTok. I was like, fucking talk. It was like fucking 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, she's like to me, you should actually do this because there's nobody doing property on TikTok. And it's like, fuck off, geese piece on fucking TikTok, man. It's all fucking idiots on there. Fucking Jason Derulo dancing and miming. And I say, I'm not doing it. I fucking can't dance off, fuck, man. But do you know what? Listen, I duet anybody, man. Any decent looking lass, I'll fucking duet it. But I can't dance a fuck or sing a fuck. But I just thought, fuck it, do you know what? I'm going to go and see what this is all about. And I had a plan and an agenda. I was just going to talk about property, dirty line estate agents, because I was involved in that industry, try to tell you the pitfalls and what you can do, what you shouldn't be doing, try to buy a house, solicitors, how you can negotiate around about solicitors, closing dates, what you should be doing at closing dates, how you go and force a sale. Don't just look at estate agents, go and look at fucking... that was my agenda, and that's how I went on.
put a couple of fucking fuck your tits, and I didn't know how to address fucking social media. So I didn't know how, because I would watch a few people and they would say tickers and talkers and fucking whatever. So I thought to myself, I need to come up with something that needs to be fresh and fucking original to introduce myself. Didn't fucking, so I get slaughtered. Fucking TikTok, social media, you fucking dick, man. Fucking can't say TikTok, social fucking media. So bold as fuck, I was on it a week and a half. I've got 237 people on my fucking page following me. Next fucking Tuesday, I says at 7 o'clock. Next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, I'm going to do a live and I'm going to talk to you about estate agency, the pitfall in the estate agency and the dirty lying scumbags of estate agents in the high street and blah blah blah. Next minute I get slaughtered, you fanny, you dick, you fucking, you need 1,000 people, you fucking idiot, man.
People to go live.
So I made a bold statement. I made a bold statement, but you know what? See, because I was putting property on, people took to it quite quickly, and then before I knew it, I had 1,050 people. So that fucking week after, I done the first live, and it was, I didn't know how to do it. And I just fucking spoke to the camera the way that I talked to the camera anyway, and I ranted and this and that. I didn't know that you had to stop and answer fucking people's questions. I didn't know what the fuck I was supposed to do. Just kept on talking for a good hour. I was on it, but I didn't realise the reaction that I was going to get off the back of it. I tried to come off and I'm saying to people, how the fuck did I switch this off? I was on it for about, there's probably get me people saying this fucking idiot doesn't know. So it took me about fucking 5 minutes to switch a live off and stuff. And I'll be honest, I still don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just going on and I'm talking and I'm getting wee bits of advice, but now it's became a wee bit more real because people are actually looking for proper advice moving forward to the point where the son's picked up on it and all that. Now the property boss is now a real fucking thing, man.
You get pure good audience interaction, didn't you? Like,
well, I talk to people as well. Know what I mean? I say every day I love them and all that. Fucking love you, and I do love you. You're fucking bang on. I fucking love you too bit, man.
Because that's how. I'll be honest. That's how. See if like somebody else came on that, right, and was saying the exact same stuff as you, but it wasn't you, it wouldn't have happened. But it's cause you're like at the end of the video, if you're having a bad day, fucking keep your chin up. And I think that's why it was the great advice, but also with the personality, just like you're saying with your service. It's like, it's obviously you know what you're talking about, but it's the wee extra mile.
Personal touch. I just thought it'd be about fucking something different.
Going, if you want to get solicitors,
but you come on, it's fucking
you're real, but you know what? That's what I was trying to put across to people. No every estate agent, I'm a estate agent for over 20 years, no every estate agent, I wore the pinstripe suits and I fucking had the brown now, fucking how cow and all that kind of shit. But you know what, it's not about that now, it's about delivering on a service and giving good advice and fucking getting there at the end up. So whether you've got a hoodie on, whether you've got a fucking polo neck on, whether you're cutting about there as if you've just been shagged fucking backwards through a fucking hedge, or whether I'm fucking doing what I'm doing, if you can prove that you're fucking good enough, then that's what it's all about for me as well. There's so much people that will fucking pull your pants down and they'll tell you lies, especially financial advisors and stuff as well. Everybody's there to pick your pocket. I'm not interested in picking people's pocket. I'm there to help, because if I know I help, guess what? I'm going to get fucking business after that, man.
It's a long-term game you're playing. No, I fucking let's con this person and get as much money. Like,
no, I'll sell your house for you, and I can guarantee you, and I say to every client, I don't have clients, I have new best mates, right? So I'm going to have a new best mate that sign up for me. I had a solicitor the day absolutely fucking choking to come on and sell his house with us. And I'm saying to him, Sandy, we're going to be new mates for the next 2-3 weeks. I'm going to be your new best mate for the next 2-3 weeks. I'm going to be on the phone consistently with you. I'm going to annoy the fucking life out of you. I'm going to fucking take you through a roller coaster of emotions. I can guarantee you at the end of it, we're going to fucking shake hands, we're going to say goodbye, but we've had a good fucking journey together. See you there after that in 2 years' time, 3 years' time, 5 years' time, or 6 months' time, then I'm going to fucking bring that relationship live again, because you're going to contact me because there's something else on the go. You know what I mean? So for me, it's saying hello, we're going to go through a fucking roller coaster journey, we're going to say cheerio, but I know I'm going to fucking see you again, because that's the way I treat it. It's not just a transactional one hit catch you. You know what I mean? Because then that reputation goes fucking before you.
And plus, like, say he fucking whoever fucking Joe's sister needs a house, who's the person they're going to, I'll put you in touch with Shusey, he fucking done me well, and that's
the TikToks, and that's not the reason why I done TikTok. It's just worked out for that now. Now I'm getting people from other place asking for advice, but want me to go and sell the house because they trust and believe, and they can see what I'm doing differently for everybody else. Whereas you go and speak to Slater Hall, Countrywide Quorum, Allen and Harris, or Residents, you're buying into a name that you see in the high street, but you don't really know too much about that person. So I took a phone call off of somebody yesterday going, can't believe I'm talking to the property boss. He says, I feel as if I already know you, but you know what? That's good for me because
great,
there's
innit?
trust. So for me selling, you invite me into your house and not knowing me, that's kind of edgy.
Aye.
To see you invite me into your house and you already know a wee bit about me,
Aye.
there's already trust there. So that's what I'm all about, man.
Do you get recognised a lot now? Like, and just walking through the street and all that? People shit.
Unfortunately, I enjoy it. No, I embrace everybody. I tell everybody if they see me talk, fucking stop the motor, come out and say hello. I'll talk to anybody. I'm not any different from any other fucker. I sell houses, that's all I do. But I'm a real person, I'm a personable person. I'm not up my own arse. I don't drive about in fancy motors. I don't stay in a fucking fancy house. I don't proclaim to be something that I'm not, although I'm the best estate agent in fucking Great Britain. But do you know what? I'm not any better than any cunt else.
There you go. See, obviously, we were saying you've obviously had like quite a lot of business just coming off TikTok. Has there been people that have got in touch with you and then you're like, they don't fucking want a house?
Just want to talk to
Fuck,
Shieldsy.
do you know what? I've had a couple of that. So I've had. It's been crazy. TikTok's been brilliant. I absolutely love yous. I don't do any other social media now. I dedicate my full time to TikTok. These are fucking awesome people, man. But there is an element of where I get emails, consistent emails, because I'll let people know. I even put my fucking phone number out there. I remember I put my phone number out in one fucking post. Oh, right, you're fucking funny. I was like, aye, how you doing? How can
you at me, I'm sorry.
wait to hear this. All right, you're fucking funny. I think you're fucking that. I was like, who's this? May I help you? I'm going to rip your fucking motor and rip your tyres and all that. And I'm saying to him, so do you want the registration number in my motor? He's like, do you want to geese it? I was like to the guy, do you know what? Go and fuck off. But you do get fucking idiots like that, to be honest. So, I do get quite a few people phoning up saying, want to come in and value my house. You go and sit in their house and they've got fuck all to fucking, they're not going to be moving. They just want to see the fucking property boss. But you know what? I'll go and do that because you never know who they're going to fucking pass me on to.
Exactly,
Know what I mean?
you never
So
know,
for
man.
me, there's always an opportunity.
Networking.
Aye.
But that's like, what's the other one again? If you're at your gate, don't be late or something.
If I'm at your gate, don't be late.
Aye, that was one of the boys. So now that everybody's get for a piss take, everybody will do a piss take because I talk as if I'm quite slow and all that kind of carry on. So you'll get a few of them.
I think it's just quite dramatic timing.
Dramatic.
I think that's what it is. It's good timing. You've got them full.
Fucking brilliant. So you get that. The Shields is at your gate. Don't be late. When I chap your door, you know the score and all that, man. I fucking love it. See some of the stuff that they come out with. It's creative as fuck. I love it. It's fucking brilliant,
You've
man.
got a
Keep
lot
on
of-
doing it.
You've got that's what I was going to say. I think that's how you've got a good following as well, because see, like, you've had people, obviously you go quite big on it, then you get all the people like sharing your sound and then talking at it and with them
That was
fucking
mad.
with the chunga with the teeth.
Aye, that was brilliant, man.
Take it so well, but like,
It's just banter. So see, for me, seeing Fitbit, see back at the Fitbit days, for me it was
Same
always
thing.
about changing and banter. We would rip the piss at each other. We would not fuck at each other. We would fucking say things that were absolutely slaughter the life out of each other, but you took it and you moved forward. That's how I've been brought up. So I don't take my mods called me worse than half of the people on fucking social media, if I'm going to be fucking honest with you, you know what I mean? So I don't take offence to absolutely anything. I see the funny side of everything. I do have a sensitive side sometimes, but you know what? It is what it is, man. We're off fair game. If you're going to put yourself in these positions, expect a bit of fucking backlash.
Exactly.
Take the good, take the fucking bad. All comes in equal measures, doesn't it?
That's it, man. Fucking
That's a
superb,
good wee
man.
bit of advice in
Aye,
it too.
that's it.
There's the old teed
that.
fucking coming in.
Well, I think that's it. That's it.
I've got loads more fucking stories that I could go into.
Save it for part 2.
You need to
Couple of
come
months
back
down the
on,
line.
Ooh, is
who
that
knows?
happening then? If I can be honest with you, I have been asked to do quite a lot of different podcasts.
Don't tell
I
them.
promised you, no, listen, I wouldn't. And I fucking held back some of my stories and stuff as well, because I normally go every day and I'll put a wee daft story on. But I wanted to, I've got hundreds of stories, I've got loads of stories that I can give you, man. So let's go and fucking dance again.
Definitely sometime soon. Thank you so much for coming on, my
Brilliant.
man.
Love yous. God bless
Excellent,
yous.
mate.
As always, like the video, comment who you want to see next, comment what you think of Shieldsy. Do you want a house? Get in touch with your man.
Alan Shields at purplebricks.com,
Sorted.
the most positively reviewed estate agent in
Number
Great Britain.
number one estate
Boom.
agent.
Cheers, Trips.
Trips, can you stay back just after the video? There's a wee special message.
Oh, there's a wee message after this. Don't click off the video. Cheers.
Trips. Right, Trips, what's happening? I just wanted to add in a wee message because my two pals are doing a wee Christmas charity thing this year. It's called Kids Christmas Glasgow, is it? No, ChristmasForKids Glasgow, sorry. They do it every year. Last year they raised all sorts of dough and they get like vans full of presents and they go in with the money they go and buy presents for Wayne's, or
Right.
they can get to underprivileged families. They're two boys for the scheme, and they know of a lot of people that need a wee horn. Do you know what I mean? And they do great work. So they've got a crowd fund here. It's called.
We can put it in the description.
Aye, put the link for it, and then their Instagram is ChristmasForKids.
So you give them money, but they buy presents with it.
Either that, or you give them presents.
Aye, right. So either or.
any wee presents rent. It's for kids. There's there's hundreds of Waynes. Know what I mean, about Christmas after COVID and that and all. People need a horn. Know what I mean. So they're like modern day Santas. Know what I mean. They kick about. They collect all sorts of presents for all these Waynes. They work with charities as well involved, and everything is in their Instagram. Christmas for Kids Glasgow. I always say that. I think it was called that last year or something, or a couple of years ago. It was called that.
We'll sort it,
and they've changed it. But
why don't we say this, right? See, if you help them out and you donate to it, you donate something, send us a message telling us you've done it, and then on the Christmas episode, we'll give your name a shout out on the episode.
That's
What
great.
about that? Boom.
Cheers, troops.